All right. I had described Black as something resembling the alien ship in Arrival. Um, and that was a problem of me not reviewing enough of my notes before the session. Black is just a ship. It looks like a ship built by humans for humans. It looks like a very, very large ship built by humans for humans. Um, it is effectively a Titan class ship. That thing that you're looking at in discussion there is some 6 kilometers long.
Oh,
Sounds about right.
ooh, it's big.
It's
Is
big.
it's all vertical like that?
It is vertical like that. Yep.
Wait, so they made it vertical, but they still put the engines in the vertical? What?
I don't know if
Well, because there ain't no
do
engines
you
on the
mean?
bottom, and I don't see any
could be on
engines
the
on the
back.
top.
No, it is. Yeah, it relies heavily on the anti-grav tech
Gravitics. That's what I like to.
Rivetics.
I
It's the
mean,
term highlight.
this
I
this
don't know if
has
that's
got
really the term in this universe, but
this has got to be the biggest like big peen flex. Like, look how much gravitics we got. We can make a whole sideways fucking spaceship for no reason.
I
yeah.
think it actually does go from the engines are hidden by that triangle at the top behind it. So when it is thrusting, that pointy bit at the bottom is moving forward.
Hmm. Interesting. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. Jai, having pre-tech and pre-scream knowledge access, would recognize not necessarily the specific ship, but at least the design as being intended for maximum space while also being able to fit through the jump gates. Jump gates could only be so large as a circle that you pass through, and so the only
There.
way to increase.
Wouldn't the best way to maximize space
Yeah,
while
to be
still getting
circular.
through just basically turn yourself into a gigantic cylinder?
Yes.
Yeah, but this looks
Um.
cooler than a cylinder.
So my question is, the jump gates, were they rigid edges or were they like, so like there was always just a big hoop in space, or were they like projected?
I think they were rigid edges.
Okay.
They were rings in
Interesting.
space.
I'm telling you, the real uh, old pre Scream. Their biggest ships were all basically looked like spacefaring Pringles cans.
No way. Okay,
Makes a lot
so
of
Yeah,
sense.
look at the.
they are. You're right. I'm sorry. They are Greebled too. They are Greebled Pringles cans.
No. Look at the architectural designs for some like future architect concepts. There are some ridiculous buildings out there and being
Well, yeah, but
planned.
that's because those are plans with no restrictions. There is a very obvious restriction here in that it has to fit through a circle of a certain size.
But if they were just trying to maximize space with those ridiculous building plans, they would just be cylinders. Or they would just be squares, not these weird offset things where some
Yeah,
buildings aren't supported.
that's what I'm saying. The only thing that the people in those that make those architectural drawings, the only restriction they have is that it has to look interesting. It doesn't have to actually house anybody.
Here,
Well,
here,
okay,
here,
I'm actually talking about real buildings too, though.
here's what I think it looked like. I mean, posted in images.
Actualized buildings.
Oh,
Fantastic
where did you post it?
image dump.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, yeah, I go with that.
That makes
So,
sense. But this ship was designed for the richest of the rich.
well, then you're just gonna have to listen to us grump about it.
Now, I'm fine with that.
I'm gonna laugh when we get on there and there's no loot. Look, they took it all with them.
I wouldn't do that to you.
Richest of the rich. Yes, you would.
So basically, it's got sort of like this weird propeller sort of look.
It has a very large keel for no reason because it's not a sailing ship.
Yeah. Well, either way.
Alright, I am going to start a thread with this one because I'm going to make more of these.
I love how you were so excited. You're like, yeah, I finally found some good references. And the first thing you do is just shit all over 'em. I'm sorry.
I'm
Oh.
used to it. I'm used to it. You guys take me to task over word choice, sci-fi inadequacies.
Honestly, no. Like, this isn't. The worst thing is still the fucking turning metal into food thing.
I still
What?
insist that that was you taking my concept and basically taking it to an extreme of no, this doesn't work without thinking about all of the steps that could be injected to make it work.
I have no
You
idea what
just
you guys are
said
talking about.
You just said they converted the scrap metal into food.
Yeah,
Look, that
through a
doesn't.
through a
You know what?
number of
No,
other processes. You know that there
I'm not.
are.
I'm not going to get into this again.
No,
We are now.
they used the scrap metal to build hydroponics basins in which they grew the food. So technically, they turned the scrap metal into food.
Well,
There's just a
that
lot of
would be
steps
good,
in between.
but I didn't say that.
That
No,
sounds fun.
I said that there's I'm sure there are acids, bacteria. I know that there are acids, possibly bacteria and other things that can eat metal. Other things eat those things, and then other
Oh,
things
okay.
eat
All right, you've
those,
lost. Yeah, no, I'm back on Jazz. I'm on Lulu's side.
which are then edible by humans.
Nope.
But it's not. They've got to be like getting nutrients from other things other than the metal, because the metal themselves doesn't really work
Well,
for
I'm
that.
not excluding things like that, though. I don't know the full science of it. I'm just taking the concept of this is tin, and 7 steps down the line, now you're having tin pudding.
Tim.
Oh yeah. If you take enough electrons off of the tin molecule or tin atom, it becomes hydrogen. So there you go.
Well,
It's
something eats
protons technically, but
Yeah,
metal.
whatever. I don't know.
Rust eats it. Why
Whatever.
can't we eat rust, huh?
Look, see, I feel like the real problem here
rust,
is
rust is just iron oxide.
you got to
What is that?
remember that sci-fi is just fantasy in space. So you can just say a wizard did it.
Or a nanobot did it. There, I win,
Same-
Lulu.
Same fucking thing.
Yes, just a sci-fi version of a wizard. All right,
All right. Anyway,
let's actually touch our game here.
now let's keep fucking around
Yeah.
for another 20 minutes.
Isn't this our game?
It is now. It is now.
Like let's be real. We spend the first half an hour figuring out if we're actually going to play this game, right?
All right, can we just ram the station? I'm sick of this.
Now, I wouldn't tell you no, but I'm going to start the music for the station.
It starts playing
I'm-
music at us.
I'm mother. We immediately ram it. That's got to say something like about our psyches.
No,
Yeah. I'm sure Freud would have a field day.
You are.
Obviously, we're just charging it to give it a big ol' hug, as we haven't seen Mother in a long time.
You are currently in a chat with Mother, in an audio conversation, and video is made available. Mother is making available video broadcast for you to receive. You don't have to start yours, but you can receive theirs.
We refuse to look at mother.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
I'm gonna
going
sneak
to.
a peek. I'm gonna sneak a peek at Mother if y'all don't.
Yeah, let's turn on the feed, but also prevent everyone else from looking, just in case it's a fucking cognito hazard.
Have we run into any of those yet? Like, do we have a reason to be worried about that?
You know what? Probably not.
A
Okay.
what
But it's
hazard?
best.
When has that ever stopped us? I guess.
A cognito hazard, basically something that if you're aware of it or perceive it, it's dangerous.
Oh, so Roko's Basilisk again.
Yeah, basically, that
the
would be an
word-
example of.
Can you put the words that you're saying in chat so I can... Because
Sure.
I'm not parsing it out from how you're saying it.
Cognito.
Oh, okay,
Magneto.
gotcha.
Oh yeah. Hey, I did get it right.
I'm sorry, I
Co-
kept hearing Camino Hazard. I'm like, what? El Camino?
No.
What?
This cog is so Mino. It's a hazard.
Okay.
Which
yeah.
I'm assuming is like some sort of like mental trap thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, this is not a
Just
Cognito
look upon
hazard.
this.
All right, let's just turn on the video.
An image reference for Mother is posted in the new thread, and that is what is looking out at you.
So that's all black.
From your screen.
Wait, the image of the ship itself?
No, the robot
Yep.
beneath it.
Oh.
Inside the. Yeah, inside the.
Wait, is it a thread inside of a thread?
No.
Gosh, it's a thread. It is.
Scroll-
Oh wait, never mind. I don't think
It shouldn't be. I don't think I can
see.
do
Oh
that.
my god.
All right.
No,
Oh my
okay.
god, what is
I
happening?
thought I was already in the thread.
Yeah, I can go get some caffeine, dude.
I'm trying, but I only process it so fast.
All right. Attention, Mother. This is. Let's see. Let's just run with this. Attention, Mother. This is the Raza. We wish permission to dock.
You guys are in the Marauder right now. Just reminding you.
We are.
Yes. You guys decided to leave the Raza
Oh,
docked, clamped to Changi 7, and squeezed yourselves into the Marauder.
I remember
That's
that.
fair.
There was even
I
a
remember
little
that.
discussion about putting
Same.
Switch in the cargo.
Yeah. Did we bring anyone else along?
Yeah, you've got Notario and
Oh yeah, we're not on the screen where I think we dragged people out into that, didn't we?
yeah. Let me go ahead and move you guys there. It shouldn't change. It changed.
Wow. You say that.
Yep. All right. Let me change that back. Okay. Yes. Down at the bottom, you've got to the black ship, Omikwa and Notario, and Switch in cargo bay.
Really nice to have a robot that doesn't have a personality.
Yeah.
You could give her
'Cause
one.
I feel like if we did that to any of the other robots, they would fucking kill us.
I think it's funnier if Gianator is capable of suffering.
You would. You monster.
I designed this robot to scream.
Where's
Yeah.
it? Wait, where's its mouse? Dumb.
I
Anyway.
took that off because I was sick of hearing it scream.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
Classic.
goodness.
And there is one thing that I forgot to do. I'm looking at my notes here, my session planning notes. And before we get into this conversation with Mother, let's figure out what you guys are doing with Carissa. Carissa
Who's
St.
Carissa?
Pierre, currently attached to a QED, sucking away her years.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, I forgot about her.
Yes. Did
Who
you
is-
schedule
that?
it? That was the Mercure Corps person that tried to
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
negotiate with
We did schedule a timer on that, so I wouldn't have to pay attention to it. Just
you. Okay. So then, at
That's-
some point, the doctor in your med bay is like,
what do
this
you want me to do with this?
Ding.
Yeah.
Hey, that was a dinging noise in here.
that's the worst.
What did we set it up with an egg timer? Like,
And then,
yes, exactly.
no, and then just like a microwave, like every 30 seconds, it goes beep beep, beep beep.
All right. Just have her moved to one of the cryo chambers until we got, or not. It's not a cryo chamber technically. It's a stasis
Yeah.
chamber.
What's the difference?
Cryo explicitly freezes people. I have no idea how the actual stasis chambers work.
So it's just a matter of mechanic. Okay, well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a slight like fictional narrative difference. Stasis is like, depending on the narrative, more friendly to the human body, and also more magical.
Yeah. It's stasis is just magic.
Yeah.
Um.
Cryo basically is too, although we're working on getting some of those kinks worked
Yeah.
out.
We know why cryo doesn't work on human scale, so you just can't freeze it fast enough.
Well,
There's
yeah.
been some advances in that.
Basically, all the methods that we have now will rupture enough your cells that
Yeah. Because you can't
And
freeze it fast enough.
well, and then you also can't unfreeze it
Well,
fast enough without.
yeah. That's the same problem, though. You just can't change the temperature fast enough evenly.
Right. Anyway.
No,
I feel like-
the real problem is if you freeze water in your cells, it turns into spiky water and it
Yeah.
fucking destroys your cells.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you can't freeze it fast enough.
But
But that's why you can freeze a mouse.
That's exactly what I was the bits of research that I was thinking of. If we can do it with a mouse, one day we might be able to do it with a human.
I am not really familiar with this topic, so I can't really contribute much.
Me neither, but I'll talk about it.
I've read a little bit about
Regardless,
Pretty cool.
I'd say my inclination is just shove her into a stasis chamber until we're somewhere we can actually drop her
Okay.
or can deal with her.
it. Oh yeah, we were.
It's a good way of putting problems aside for a long while.
And then we're gonna be going through us like all our old stuff one day. And when it's like find this stasis pod, it's like, wait, there's something in here.
Yeah, who is this again?
All right.
we'll have to ask Dexter and help to go through his notes from 5 years ago.
I guess we could just kill her.
I mean, what was it? I guess
I
I think,
actually
if
thought
I
that
remember
that was-
correctly, the logic was we were just taking that so we could have a
Yeah.
poke at our memories if we ever felt the need, right?
I
Yeah.
suppose that as she is now, she's not guilty of the horrible crimes.
Well, see,
against
now
humanity.
that's a philosophical debate right there.
That's true.
This is the reason
I
we
don't
have
really
a ship.
care about
is-
the answer.
This lady is literally the reason we have a ship called My Grandfather's Axe.
Yeah, she sure
Is-
is.
Is it still the same lady?
Philosophical, that's good
Yes,
point.
Theseus's woman, I guess.
Yeah, basically.
I thought your memories are you the same person?
That's a good question.
Legally, yeah.
That is true. All right, turning it to the law now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, do we really want to let the government decide whether we're who we say we are? I mean, do your research, people.
Oh no.
Just asking questions.
Uh-huh. Oh, Jesus.
All right. When Millie Cooper, your medic zero, reports that the person who's been here in stasis since she joined the crew, or not in stasis, on this bed, in medical bay, since she joined the crew, something beeped on a device that was attached to her, and she's starting to wake up, all the fluids and stuff. And Jai tells her to just put Carissa in the stasis pod.
You gotta keep her sedated.
Okay, she mutters something in a sharp clipped language, and takes Carissa to the stasis pod.
Surely one of us knows the language.
She better not mess up any of my red strings.
Oh yeah, that's your conspiracy room, isn't it?
My fucking conspiracy room.
Yeah.
A few minutes later, Jai gets a call from Millie.
Okay. Millie, have you finished putting the stuff in the stasis
Bring the stuff.
chamber?
Oh my god, we're the worst.
The chamber with 2 strings or 7 strings attached.
Which one's near the door?
2 strings.
Put it in there then.
Will I get in trouble for moving the strings?
I am fairly certain that Zoe doesn't actually know which string goes to what, so
So
it
I can
probably
move
won't
them
affect-
around?
Just
Yeah.
this. But maybe we don't discuss this right in front of Zoe.
Yeah, feel free to move them around as you like, just don't tell her you did so.
Yeah, okay, boss. Your conspiracy room has been slightly rearranged.
Well, I mean, that's going on the conspiracy wall.
No.
There are now 3 strings attached to the nearest stasis chamber, and they're not the same strings that were already there.
I'm gonna go in there and be like, wait, so my father is an alien?
I knew all these strings would come in handy at some point.
Look, you guys make fun of my conspiracy room, but
But it's a great
part
way
of
to keep Zoe out of your hair for hours on end.
It's a long-term project that's gonna produce results at any point. At some point.
Right now it's telling us that your father is a psychic energy being.
Well, shit. Let's hit him with the whatchamacallit, the ghost
No.
gun.
No, I'm not. Actually, well, maybe it would work on the Sioux. I'm not actually sure. Probably not though.
My father's on fire.
For those that were able to hear Millie, the language that she was speaking was a spacer base, but with such a thick accent. I mean, for those very few of you who have watched The Expanse, she sounded like a belter.
Nice.
I'm afraid I still haven't seen The Expanse.
That's okay. I've learned to live with my disappointment.
Yeah, you won't hold it against us.
My sci-fi nerds in my sci-fi nerd game haven't watched the most sci-fi nerd show in the entire existence of human history, but that's okay.
Fucking busy.
I watched up to like season 5.
I read the books, but
It's hard to get. I guess it's hard to get the accent from the book, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I read the books.
Do they have?
Why do I need to-
Do they actually
why do I
have
need to
separate
watch the
language in the
movie?
books?
Yeah, I mean they.
Okay.
It's called Belter. I mean, I don't know.
So that you get to read all Loda and Inya Loda and Belta Loda all over the place?
No, I don't know what you're talking about now.
Okay. Maybe that's a word they made up for the...
I mean, I think you made up the show. I don't think it really exists.
That would be the ultimate troll.
This whole
Alright.
time you've been like, watch this show! It doesn't fucking exist.
I've even gotten Meowkin in on a loop. Alright. Bringing us back to Mother. So you have announced yourself as the Marauder, then?
Yes.
I thought the whole point of the Marauder. Oh no, that's. God, I keep forgetting which of our ships is the sneaky one. Never mind.
It is the Raza. Just the Raza. The
No,
Marauder is sneakier
we have a
by
drop
being
ship
small.
that's sneaky.
Yes,
yeah.
that's true. That's true.
Anyway,
The Marauder is sneakier by virtue of it being smaller, but it doesn't have extra fittings to make it even better at that. If you did put an emissions damper on the Marauder, you'd be able to likely get it places and have nobody detect it.
cool. We should do that.
It's a thought.
What is the thought?
Well, be gone, thought.
Thought is gone. Mother
What were...
responds. Well, hang on. Let me get a little bit more context from Lulu. tone of voice, what kind of present? How are you presenting yourselves?
Completely neutrally.
Okay. It has, excuse me. It has been a long time since I've seen anybody out in this space. How did you arrive here?
Same way most people do.
Most people have not arrived.
The same way most of the people who have arrived. Yeah, I'm
Nobody
gonna be a
has
pain in the
arrived.
ass.
You are the first in 977 years.
Oof, sounds lonely.
We arrived via short-range spike drill.
I have my children.
What?
The sector is still alive out there, and nobody has visited.
Nobody even called their mother.
You're a bit off the beaten path.
And what do you approach for?
Curiosity.
We've come to see our mother.
Please, ask any questions you have of me.
How many roads must a man walk down?
A man walks down only the one road he is on.
Oh no, because the answer's got to be 42.
Yeah.
So that doesn't work. What is the status of the station Black? And what are its current activities?
And do you think fetch is ever gonna happen?
No,
It's
that's
not
never
going to make
happened.
fetch happen. It's
I'm-
never going to happen.
Look, I'm allowed to ask the crazy AI, alright?
The ship is fully operational. Bike drives are currently unpowered. And despite me having perhaps misspoken or misstepped a couple of times, this should be the first time that your characters are hearing or getting any reference of this station as a ship and not a station.
Okay.
Ships aren't supposed to be this big, although Jai did have that little bit of pre-tech knowledge there, but
We also did see one other ship that was
yes.
Titan class.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be a complete surprise to your characters, but up until this point, everything except for Jai's knowledge of what ship designs would make it through the jump gates has pointed to this as a station in orbit around the black hole.
Status of your mission. What is the status of your mission?
What is your quest?
What is the
Is your-
unladeness?
What is the airspeed of an unladen swallow?
Yeah, there you go.
African or European? I don't know.
Why don't you dock and I'll show you.
Okay, cool. Give us docking coordinates.
Docking coordinates are transmitted over to you.
Yeah. Are they like? Do these coordinates take us right in front of the big gun, like right in front? like, let's not be dumb about this.
The coordinates do take you right in front of a big gun, but not like right on top of it. The station has, the ship, I can call it a ship now. The ship has guns.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the kind of ship that you would, if you were to attack, that we'd be like rolling initiative and going into ship combat. No, this would be like attacking a moon or a Death Star. You know, it would be more of a adventure attack. Yeah.
So
You'd
we
be
are
like-
in the right ship for it. We need to go down the trench run.
It'd be like getting out of Kanagiris.
Pretty much, yeah. So, the guns that you're brought into range of are more like the anti-ship guns that you would find on a planet. and that's definitely registering on scanners as you approach, and you kind of cut audio, or Notario says quietly that those guns would absolutely have no problem tearing us apart if they began firing.
To be fair, that's true of most guns when pointed at the Marauder.
Mm,
It's not a very
robust
yeah.
vehicle in the outer space combat game.
Yeah. As we're starting to move in towards the docking area, Mother, I'd also like to request a report on your command status as well as the command history of this vessel and the circumstances of transfer of command to you, if that's acceptable.
You know,
If
well,
you please.
if you want to.
We can talk about it later.
Great.
And then one more question before we
Come
go.
on and get, come on.
What
and
is
get
the
mama.
what is the affiliation of this vessel and its crew?
They just love their mothers.
This vessel and its crew are unaffiliated.
Mhm.
Great.
The children exist here only to live.
It's a sad existence.
It's a little strange.
You're a little strange.
Thanks, Zoe.
Yeah, no problem.
It's true.
I reach
Whatever.
I reach back and high five Nemesis.
Natari, bring us
Low
in.
low five Nemesis? I don't know. In some
Nah.
way we five.
Well, I would assume a low 5.
Yeah, yeah. Keep it on the DL.
Yeah.
Bear with that one moment. All right. So your Notario follows docking instructions, mostly just confirms that there's no inherent risk in letting the computer just follow the instructions as given, and then lets the ship guide itself to a docking platform. Platform extends as you are approaching, and the Marauder sets down. You hear the clamps engage, and then the extended platform starts retracting, and you are being pulled into black.
I don't like the way you phrase that.
Well, it's just the name of the ship, that's all. There was no intention to be unsettling at all. I
It'll be
assure you.
fine. It'll be fine.
It's fine.
Don't worry about it, baby. It'll be fine.
The platform settles, and sensors inside the Marauder start registering repressurizing of the small bay that you're in. And on external cameras, you can see that there is a robot that looks very much like the one you saw on the screen, standing there waiting for you. A little bit bigger image of that. If it posts. Huh.
If in it so desires.
Yep, if it chooses to go. There we go. And I may as well just go ahead and post the other one too. Image. This one was more of a more training Pinterest to give me more similar results, but it turns out to be
Close enough for horseshoes and hand grenades.
Yeah.
And home games.
And home
Horseshoes,
games.
hand grenades, and home games. Nice.
Yeah.
And Marauder sensors indicate that the bay that you've been pulled into has been pressurized, atmospherized, and oxygenized.
Oxygenated.
Do sensors show that the rest of the ship isn't?
No. Marauder sensors. You might have been able to get something. In fact, if you guys want to do a little bit of retro scanning, I could certainly let you. Is there anything that you wanted to know about the ship?
Is it all powered?
Go ahead and well, let me see if that's something that you'd automatically get. Hang on. Roll.
I mean, I feel like looking at the windows and seeing if they all have lights in them is the amount of information
But-
that I'm willing to.
Okay. Yeah. Many of the windows have lights on.
Okay.
Probably that doesn't prove much, but if you're fine with it, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking for like general. I don't need specific.
So, yeah, general readings are that the station is powered, or the ship is powered throughout. It is not powered like with enough energy as you would expect for if it were fully populated. Um,
Hmm.
So you might guess that there's population here. Mother has, of course, referenced children, but it's definitely you definitely don't have people living throughout this entire ship.
Okay.
Who steps off the Marauder first?
Jai, obviously, right?
Yeah, screw it. I'm off first.
Glorious leader.
Although I'd still have some stuff over there. That's fine.
You know, once you start calling him glorious leader, you can't take that back, right?
You really can't.
Wow.
I am Generalissimo Jai. Generalissimo.
See, get him started. This is your fault.
That one got me. That was a good one. It's dumb.
The robot walks towards you as you step off the ship. Hello.
Hello.
You can see that Mother is doing a check over all of you. And they stop at each one. Actually, she doesn't stop. They don't stop at each one. After doing this quick check, you will need to leave your weapons and your non-humans here.
Can I ask why?
There is no violence on Black, and the
Until we got here.
children have
There's
never
no-
seen anything other than a human or myself.
Look, I'm fine with leaving the robots, but you'll excuse me if I'm not all trusting.
You may leave if you wish.
Okay. I get back in the ship. Well, you didn't think I'd call your bluff?
Mother looks at the rest of you.
Back me up here, guys. Back me up here, guys. Everybody else is like, yeah, that's fine. All right, see ya. Dumb.
Are you guys, aside from Zoe, disarming? Or
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, actually.
I'm gonna assume that includes drones.
Which it's funny that Zoe's the one who's being obstinate about it when she's the only one who could probably hide one and get in.
Yeah, yeah. Look, the important thing you should know about the fact that I can hide a gun wherever I want is that once I pull that gun out, I can't really do anything with it. I'm not actually good at shooting anything.
actually,
You
with the
can hide a gun for someone else.
Eh,
I want to remind you that with the assassin focus, if you're in point blank range and you surprise someone with it, you don't miss.
that's true, I guess.
I've used that to my benefit on my pure expert several times, where
So
I surprised someone and the attack roll clearly would have missed, but I'm like, but assassin or not assassin? Yeah, assassin. So, anyways, segue.
All right, fine. Uh, if everybody's gonna go along with it, guess I have to too.
Thank you for understanding.
I put all my weapons away except for the submachine gun, which I hide in somewhere. Don't worry about it.
Notario, why don't you stay here with Switch to keep an eye on the ship for us?
Yes, sir. Mother does another visual inspection of you, and if anybody wants to keep a weapon on them that is not covered by a focus or some other trait that makes it concealable, then let me know. Otherwise, I'll assume that everyone has divested their unhidden weapons.
What was the was there a ruling on
I
drones?
guess it's worth noting that I probably actually came over here in my power armor, if that affects anything.
That does. Mother is objecting to the power armor also. And
What about
yes,
drones?
drones are also excluded.
All
I mean,
drones?
on both
All
counts.
Okay,
They
well, I have a briefcase that may or may not be Aerodessa then. Who is concealed.
Okay.
I spent good
Uh,
money to have a concealed mod. Damn it. I'm gonna break here.
Yes, you did.
So wait, does that mean you have a briefcase and then another case for your computer? Or your black slab?
Sure.
I'll keep my helmet off if you're worried about scaring the children. Other than that, it's just armor.
Hmm.
You won't need
with,
armor here.
with an integrated weapon.
Oh, he knows.
He knows they didn't.
He's using an advanced technique called lying.
No,
Called
I'm just.
bluffing about an
it's
obvious element
it's
of the
it's
armor.
it's not lying. It is just withholding the truth.
It's
It's lying by omission. It
Yeah.
like they're
counts.
not gonna notice the damn.
Well, I think it fires. I actually don't remember what the integrated weapon on the Susu looked like.
I don't think I ever described it. But I think my mental image is that it's pop out. So it's not obvious. That should probably be defined, but it doesn't matter because a mother is still objecting to
Armor.
armor. Anything that looks like it is designed as
For
protective
combat.
armor.
So basically, secured clothing or bust.
Secured
Or I guess
clothing or
vac suit.
vest.
I guess the question is, a vac suit count? It's kind of armor.
Mother
Not
does
really.
not want anyone wearing vac suits through either.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, I guess if she wanted to kill us, she would have just shot us while we were flying in.
It's true. We've already really put in a lot of trust here. Though I guess if she wants to pick our brains, Look, we've already put in a lot of trust here.
Could you explain what the objection to the armor is, Mother?
My children are
Easily
have
startled.
never seen violence.
Well, that makes sense for a weapon, but what does armor have to do with that?
They also have never seen anything protecting from violence in the state such as that. I
Well, then,
recognize what that
if
armor is
that's if
Plus,
for.
plus, if you're wearing armor, it's
that,
obvious you're expecting trouble.
can you roll back what she just what she just said there, Dex?
Yeah, she said, I recognize what that armor is for.
Do your children recognize what that armor's for?
I don't want them to question it.
Well, now technically that armor there is for mining, but you know.
Fashion.
Now,
Fashionable
now,
armor.
if they don't recognize what it is, then they've no real reason to think it's anything more than particularly bulky clothing.
Very fashionable.
Right.
This is not an argument. Take off the armor, or you can stay here.
Well, damn.
So I can't even roll for it, huh? Okay.
If I were to let you roll for it, it would be one of those lie rolls. The GM lying to the player, letting them think they have a glimmer of hope.
Okay.
We talked
Very
about that
well.
last week.
Did you guys lie to me? Did you guys actually play last week?
Sorry, last session.
Oh, you're on thin ice, my friend.
All right. Fine. I guess I'm taking that off and going with secure clothing.
Okay. I
Though,
apologize.
though Dix may have inadvertently given us a bit of information there, too. So that's something.
I apologize
Sure.
for the inconvenience. If you're not comfortable in your underclothes, I will have clothes supplied for you.
Oh, really? What kind?
Nice clothes. You'll like them.
I'll pass. Thank you.
I wouldn't mind seeing them.
You should at least see the clothes before you pass, like your young friend. At this
Come on,
point,
give it a
Mother
chance.
is walking towards the clear and obvious exit door from this little hangar.
Okay, fine. I guess we're following her.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
And although this image shows a bedroom, it is also very good at showing. Come on, Discord. At showing the style of what you're walking through. It's again going back to the luxury kind of
Weird
rich
organic
people.
curves. Yeah.
Yeah, the walls once you're outside of this hangar, the walls aren't straight. They're curvy and interesting to the eye. The floor is soft instead of just metal grating. Um, you are in some kind of a meeting room or a waiting room. Looks like it adjoins different hangars. And Mother is passing right through it. The next room that you enter, or the next door you pass through, goes out to a hallway with more stereotypical non-carpeted floor. It's a hard flooring in the hallway, but it's also wood-paneled flooring on the ship.
Expensive.
Real wood? Knock on it.
You knock on it. What would Nemesis have in the way of being able to identify if something was real wood or knockoff wood?
Oh, no idea. Come from Thurid. I
Okay.
assume there's very little real wood on Thurid anymore.
It feels just like the wood on Thurid. That's about as much answer as Nemesis gets.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I don't know what I expected.
While we're going to double check with you, Dex. Does Gnosis actually need to be on one of the ships or the computers of this place to identify where to put line shunts before line
Yeah.
shunts can be placed?
Yeah, she does.
Okay.
To that end, you see terminals along the wall. You see them, well, not along the wall, but in alcoves along the wall with little seats next to them. Mother passes right by and appears to be taking you somewhere. While Mother is walking you, they are describing some of the amenities of the ship, some of the luxuries of the ship. They've put some emphasis on numerous gardens, on ships out into the vastness of space.
What sort of things does she grow?
There are all manner of exotic flora, as well as a very large variety garden. Not quite as biodiverse as, say, an entire planet. When she says very large, if asked for specifics, it turns out there's like probably like 70 something different types of edible plant.
What about drinkable plants?
Uh, as in coconuts.
No, as in hops.
Oh.
You
Is
don't
that
drink
what
hops.
I'm trying to bring her around to is there a bar in this fucking place? How luxury are we talking here?
Mother informs you that the illicit substances portions of the ship are restricted.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, if you don't have fucking beer on this is not a luxury liner.
Well,
Restricted to who?
restricted for everyone.
But not
Nobody is
you.
allowed to go to those sections.
But you are.
The room that Mother takes you to is just a room along this hallway overlooking one of those gardens. I've got one more image to show to you. Oops. Oh, actually, I'm going to do this one from my own files because I made it better. Here. Nope. You're overlooking this. A gardened area with walkways in this kind of just peaceful white. Terraced structures having no benefit, no value at all, except for aesthetic. And seats that look like sculptures for some reason, but you know, probably might be
but
comfortable to sit on.
God, this is some architecture class's wet dream.
On those walkways, you see a few people. There's perhaps a half dozen people in that garden there, and three of them are just standing around talking to each other. The other three appear to be, well, so we'll say one of them is sitting on that weird cornucopia seat, and the other two are just walking through. They're all wearing pajama-like attire,
I knew it.
from robes to kind of those loose sweatpants or pajama bottom pants.
Cult clothes.
No, not
Yes, I
cult
think
clothes.
I feel like that is definitely cult clothes.
Yeah, it sounds like cult clothes to me.
100% cult clothes.
That's so disrespectful. I don't know why you would say that.
Uh-huh.
Hey, is this that cult?
I don't know what cult you're talking about.
Peace and tranquility to you. I raise my hand and say, peace and tranquility to you, friends.
Well, you are not actually near enough to them to say anything to them. You're looking down at them from one of those windows. You're still in a
Oh, okay.
hallway.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, then I
Uh,
don't say that.
Mother appears to have brought you here as a kind of exhibition. And go ahead and have everyone roll me a notice check. With wisdom.
No.
No. Notice.
Alright. They actually log into this thing. Yeah.
No.
I'm not giving Jai the benefit of a no. Oh goodness. I forgot that is possible for you.
Our one weakness.
Noticing things.
Yep, yes it is. Okay.
I think we have Charlie. So actually,
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a +1 overall. That's not,
That's
terrible.
look. Charlie, what's your job on the ship? I'm chief noticer of things. Oh, okay.
I'm only really a +1 behind Charlie, actually.
Oh yeah. Charlie
So, you know.
simply has the wisdom that Nemesis lacks, that this entire party lacks.
Not a very wise party.
Both Nemesis and Charlie take note that there's another robot in a well, okay. Let me set this a little bit better. You come to this window and you're looking out over the garden. In that garden slash walk space, you see it's not hidden, but it's also made unobtrusive as possible. Another robot that looks exactly like Mother, just standing there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, she's got like multiple bodies. Like, this is a hive mind, right?
Of course.
I mean, yeah.
Duh. Like, are we supposed to be surprised by that? Come on. This ain't our first sci-fi thing.
No, you're supposed to be surprised that you've seen it so soon.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That-
yeah, fair enough.
Mother turns to you from the window and asks, or then says, "These are my children.
Hmm.
You have questions."
You keep
Yes.
them... Oh, yeah, I have lots of questions.
How old are your children?
Let's sit down, make you comfortable.
Are you gonna let us leave? I feel like...
Hold on,
I feel
are we children now?
Yeah, are we gonna be allowed to leave at the end of this?
Are we expected to be your children's playthings for the rest of eternity?
Yeah, no, she responds exactly like that.
Look, it's a lot of questions.
Of course.
That's not worrying at all. We're gonna die.
Perfect
I mean,
timing for
obviously
the
she's gonna-
music.
Yeah, obviously she's gonna say that.
Yeah, of course.
All right, let's get to the point. What is the
What?
actual mission of this ship? Since you were so reluctant to explain it in
Oh, I thought-
detail when we were in space,
I've
I
just
thought the
shown
question
you.
was,
Yeah.
you showed me a bunch of people in bathrobes.
Mm.
Yes. The mission of
I
this
thought-
ship is for them to live.
For them to be alive or for them to live?
What is the difference?
yeah,
Explain it.
wow.
Yeah, okay, that answers that question. All right, thank you for...
Explain in detail the origins of this mission and exactly what the parameters are.
I will need some questions answered from you first.
All right.
Why are you so intent on specifics of a mission? Is it not enough that people are alive?
Well, there's a difference between being alive and living, you know? Oh, I mean, obviously you don't.
I was
But there
asking
is.
you if you know the difference.
I do.
You haven't answered.
To be alive as a slave is not to live.
That's an interesting philosophy.
Humans strive for improvement. A being that doesn't seek to improve itself isn't something I'd call human.
Damn, slammed.
Mother looks
Wait.
over at Jai. That is a very dismal view.
Dismal. On the contrary, it's the most idealistic view there can be.
I mean, it did sound kind of idealistic to me.
Does idealism always turn to happiness?
No,
Does it
God,
need
no.
to?
Is it better to be alive and idealistic than happy?
I'd certainly say so.
What if you're suffering and
Wait.
idealistic?
Kudos?
I mean,
I mean, that's praxis right there.
I'm given to understand that to many people that provides a certain sense of meaning.
My children have meaning,
Nevertheless,
and they have no suffering.
I'm sorry, did you say they do have meaning?
They do have meaning.
Which is...
They are alive. Their days are fulfilled. They are happy.
Filled with what?
The children have work. I learned long ago that humans, without work, grow extremely bored. And that is
I don't
unhappy.
mind.
The devil's playthings.
Hmm,
And they construct the most interesting plays.
Huh.
I had to ask, is there a father?
The
there
children
need to
know
be?
only mother.
That did not answer the question.
I feel like...
That seems to imply there is a father.
There is no father.
Okay.
There is only
I'm
mother.
going to believe that now.
So, then going back to my question then, exactly how did your mission reach this point, and what were the original parameters of it?
Let's gaze through this window. Longer. Should
To clarify this, Dex, just so
Uh-huh.
I know whether to stop pressing, is this a situation where like you don't know the exact answer, or
No,
where they're intentionally obfuscating it?
No, I do.
Okay.
And mother, I mean, it does appear to be not answering the question as they turn towards the window. In time with a larger group being present in that little garden down below, let us gaze through this window for a moment. Think some of your questions may be answered by what I expect to come next.
And there's like, is this where we get hit by the cognito hazard?
You are
Look.
very worried about that basilisk.
Look, I feel like we need to be. Someone needs to be.
And it might as well be Jai.
Yeah.
Um,
All right, I look through the window.
Yeah, what do we see?
um,
A
the
basilisk.
more perceptive of you, or
Yeah.
those that are watching Mother more closely, notice that they do kind of tilt their head to look over and to see if you guys are looking through the window. So
Yeah.
I'll ask, is everyone attentively looking through the window?
Guy is.
Not attentively, but yeah, sure, I'm looking through the window. I mean, obviously not attentively. Have you seen my rolls?
Yes, I have.
I want to say Nemesis would, but also I did roll decent on the notice check, so I don't know. I probably not based on the earlier roll.
And I see you
But-
unmuted yourself there, Nox. Did you want to add something? If you're saying anything, we're not hearing it. Yep, still
Sorry,
nothing.
Can you hear me at all?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Barely.
Okay. The last few times I've unmuted my mic, I guess you guys could not have heard me.
No, and my attention isn't always on Discord, so I can't always see when you unmute. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I should be wearing my microphone, but I'm not. I'm not. I'm paying a lot more attention to Mother than I am the window or anything like that.
Okay.
I'm paying attention to Mother, but I'm very curious about the window now.
Charlie in particular sees Mother looking over at him. Her head tilts more, and those two little dots below that central circle, kind of, they narrow. They come nearer together as she looks over at Charlie. She doesn't say anything. She looks back through the window, and it doesn't take long, only a few seconds, before she looks at an incoming pair of an incoming couple. Says, "Look, that one." She will approach an open space, and lo and behold, the person that Mother was pointing to in that couple does approach an open space in that little garden area, and stretches her arms out, palms up, and the person that she was walking with quickly takes up one of those hands and does the same with their other, male or female, I'm not sure, and quickly, as if this is some kind of announcement or invitation, several other people in this garden come over and link hands as well. And Mother taps something on the window, and you get a little bit of audio. You start to hear what sound like little bird chirps, although you haven't seen any birds in that garden. There is kind of an overlaying soundtrack of chirping, pleasant chirping birds, not those high-pitched trilling types. And you hear them kind of begin a prayer. The first one, the one that walked forward and stretched her arms out, begins, says, "For the Halo."
In what language?
Oh, that's a really good question. It is a language that is near enough to Spacer that those of you that speak Spacer can understand it. Your translation, Torque
Right.
Nemesis, has a little bit of difficulty with it.
Nemesis still hasn't learned
Where?
Spacer, huh?
Yeah. Nope. No, I have it in my it's my implant actually that like Ghost Talker Transceiver has
Yeah.
the translation built in.
Mechanically, Nemesis as a character has Spacer on the character sheet.
Yeah.
It's just
I can't speak it. But it's fine because British English if he understood. Yay, asymmetrical.
The first one says, "For the Halo." The one to their left, clockwise, or one of the ones to their left, clockwise, responds, "My service," and then at about 6 o'clock, directly opposite the one that started it, next one says, "From the Halo." And then at 9 o'clock on this clock face, another one says, "My life." And then another one nearest the first person says, "Within the Halo," and they all say eternity. Another one near the first says, "Without the Halo." They all say eternity. And then two of them near 4 and 8 o'clock in this little circle on this clock face, both say, "We thank the Halo," and then all of them at the same time say 4 and something that's they're thanking the Halo for. Spontaneous, overlapping. It's really
Oh, okay.
the language barrier and the fact that they're all speaking at the same time makes it pretty much impossible to tell what they're saying. But let me. There you go. And after that, they actually all sit down into a yoga, knees crossed, legs crossed, palms up on their knees, and they kind of all start crosstalk. They're talking to each other in this circle. They look happy. Mother turns to you. Does that answer or raise questions?
I mean, what do they consider the Halo? I assume Mother is the Halo?
Oh, was that oh, Nemesis said that. Sorry. My
Yeah.
eye blanked for a second. The halo is a ring. It's come to be a symbol of their life and existence.
Interesting.
I think it's time for you to answer questions I asked early on. You were not honest with me.
Which ones?
Why are you here?
I feel like curiosity was actually a pretty honest answer.
I guess I have a question too. Why are you still here? Right? This is the ship. You could leave anytime, right?
They did say their spike drives were disabled
When did they say that?
earlier.
Oh, okay. I missed that. Sorry. Never mind. I take it back.
I think they said the spike drives were disabled.
Maybe I misunderstood then?
I think I was telling you that
The spike drives were unpowered.
Yeah. If I misled you into believing the drives were disabled, then that was incorrect. I'll tell you right now. Mother did not intend to present that meaning. But Mother does focus more on what Jai said. Curiosity is an evasive answer to any number of questions.
Alright then.
Doesn't stop it from being true, though.
It
The
does stop
Vega.
me
Are you
from
familiar with them?
it does stop me from continuing any interaction, or from disallowing. Let me restart over. It does force me to disallow any interaction between you and my children.
I mean, that's fine. We're not really looking to talk to your kids. We were trying to figure out about you.
I was going to say, alright, the Vega. Are you familiar with them?
Who are the Vega?
At this point, we must have a highlight reel or something we can show people. Like, we've explained this like 50 gajillion times. We must have had our PR person put together like a sizzle reel.
Okay, sure. Why don't we have Lisa roll her skill check real quick, just to see how good it is.
How
What are
good
you
the
going
sizzle
for?
reel is?
Yeah, what are you going for? Informative, entertaining, captivating.
Also,
So you want
informative,
to know?
informative but terrifying. I want anybody who sees this to be like, "Oh shit, the Vega gonna fuck us up."
Okay.
I wanted to be like little, what was it, 70s or 60s, 70s little information reel.
No,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
we're going for early World War II style propaganda piece.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. There we
no.
go.
So
That might be more what I'm thinking of.
my
Oh, you
next,
want to learn about the Vega, eh?
Yeah.
my next
Little-
question is: are there multiple sizzle reels from different characters? Asking her to produce a sizzle reel.
Eh.
We all have a different one that we asked her to do.
No, I think I would have just asked her to make one, and as soon as we had one, that'd have been fine.
Okay.
As long as I don't have to keep explaining it to people. But I want it to be like the Jurassic Park guide. Do you know about dino DNA?
All right. So then there are at least Zoe's and Jai's version of the sizzle reel. I still want a skill check for them. And that skill check is going to kind of determine how good she is at that style. So,
Lisa Radis?
yeah.
Skill
Lulu
check.
and Xander, go ahead and each give me a skill check from Lisa.
Can you just roll it twice if you already? Oh, geez. All right. Well, all right.
I was gonna have you roll it because it puts your name at the top, so it quickly identifies
Okay.
who it is.
All right. All right.
I also
Let me
want to make you
find
do
Lisa
some
in the
work.
list. Look, I don't like
Apparently
hunting
she's
too
really fucking good at the World War II style propaganda.
Apparently she is. Jeez.
Still decent. All right.
She's not as good as the terrifying part. She's apparently pretty good at. She's got a hidden talent for propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not bad at invoking terror. It's just not as it's not a Hollywood producer, millions of dollars kind of production.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Boy, is she good at getting people to go fight the intraversal space Nazis.
She is good at presenting them in not so much the horror kind of terror light, but the existential kind of horror type.
Yeah. 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 I mean, look. I just really want people to come fight them with us, so we're not out there with their dicks in our hands by ourselves.
Okay.
Mm.
Although we are kind of blowing up a lot of ships from Union, so I don't know if they're gonna help us.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hey, if they never know it was you.
Yeah. But no, if we remove those ships, then they can't use them to fight. You know.
That's true. That is very true. Okay. So you show her. Which one are you showing her? The propaganda or the more factual horror?
I mean, I
one?
thought both of them were factual.
Oh,
Yeah,
they are. They are. But the propaganda one stretches things a bit.
We'll show her the. Show her Jais.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I think that that Zoe's is more real. Is I guess where I'm getting at. Whereas the propaganda one, unless I'm completely misreading World War propaganda, it is more trying to evoke feelings and terror than actually prove it. While feeding just enough proof that there's substance. Am I right?
Oh, no,
No.
I genuinely don't know.
Oh, don't know.
I,
Yeah.
I only said the World War II
Yeah,
propaganda
we
thing in response to what
Yeah, we just thought it'd be humorous.
Yauken was saying.
We didn't think this far ahead, Dexter.
All right. They're both.
But I do like that distinction.
Yeah, they're both still factual enough that somebody like an analytical robot can parse through whatever kinds of human emotions you're trying to evoke, and pull out bits. And so, showing this to Mother, We're talking what, like a 4 or 5 minute little intro?
Yeah.
With maybe a larger production in the works if you guys fund it or do a project with her?
Yeah, Lisa said something about
You broke up a little bit there. Said something about a what?
does not matter. Keep going.
Okay. And Mother looks up from it. Those little beads, little lights that act as emotive eyes, spread wide. You have condensers on this ship.
Mm-hmm.
What do you use them for?
They are places of worship.
Of course they are.
Oh boy.
Why wouldn't they be?
The ring on my head. The ring that they have just formed. And as she's saying this, some of you may have picked up on this before, but the order of their speaking actually looks kind of like a condenser. Obviously, there's the circle part of it, but where hang on, where they said within the halo and without the halo, those are at 11 and 1 on the clock face, which is where there are a couple of protruding nubs on the condenser. And then we thank the halo, the second to last line, which was spoken by 2 of the participants at 4 and 8. Those look like the base of the condenser.
Remind me, the condensers just basically look like stargates, right?
I can't remember the image of a Stargate again, but they're a white.
Wait, are you giving us shit for not having seen the
I've
expansion?
never
seen
You haven't seen
Stargate.
Stargate?
Stargate? Yeah,
Never
this
even
is,
seen-
you don't get to talk anymore, Dex.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and nominate Meowkin to GM the rest of this then.
Well, now, wow.
Fair. I like how you strategically pick the person least likely to want to do it.
I knew that.
Feelings one way or the other.
I knew that Lulu would take it places, and I knew that Xander would take it different places.
And I would just let it fester.
And Nox, I'm just excluding because headache and all.
Right. So you've got condensers. Have they been active this whole time?
The
I think they're
condensers
just-
have not been powered.
Oh, well, I mean, as long as they're not on, that's fine.
And they can still activate. Well, actually, I think they need to be active, and then they just
stay active.
self-feed. So I don't think we've had any cases of where they've activated themselves. So that's something. Is that correct, Dex?
That is correct.
Here's a thought I'm having to myself: are these people intended to be hosts for the Vega?
Well, they are now. Why did you say that out loud?
I didn't say it out loud. I said I was thinking to myself, and maybe texting y'all.
It's okay. I didn't hear it as a GM. I didn't hear what he said.
Oh, okay, good. Whew.
Oh, okay, we're good.
That was a close one, you guys.
I think you need. I think if there are condensers on board the ship, what were they used for?
I don't know.
Ritual. How long have you been in charge?
977 years.
How long has this ship been here?
977 years.
I think you need to walk back and and answer my original question. What were the initial mission parameters of this ship?
My core directives: maintain a stable, conscious, thinking population of no less than 995 living persons for as long as possible.
You really like saying 990 something, don't you?
No, it was 977 years.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Maintain the
Not
ship
990
in
something.
good working order. 3. Facilitate frequent movement of living persons throughout the ship. And 4. Remain in orbit around Artemis.
Right.
Huh.
Sorry, I missed the second one of those, Dex.
That's okay. I can copy paste for you.
That works.
So before I do copy paste, I'm gonna ask you guys, what do you think Mother is?
Some kind of
Um,
AI control.
All right.
I actually am going to argue against the AI assertion.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, okay.
Let me edit this real quick then.
Is it because they aren't blasting everything out of the sky?
Well, no, I was going to argue against the AI assertion because I by virtue of the not based on the not allowing the talk roll thing earlier, my assumption was maybe she's operating on more blatant directives, and thus unlike an AI couldn't be convinced to act against them.
I definitely understand where your reasoning is coming from. I will confess to you that there are also humans. Like, if you were trying to convince certain humans of doing things that they don't want to do,
That's fair.
I wouldn't. You know, like, if you were trying to
No, that's
convince a human to put a gun to their head, there's no role that's going to do that.
right. I think I assumed that it wasn't something that was necessarily out of the question,
Mm-hmm.
or like wasn't as big of an ask of as like, hey, can I carry this machine gun into this facility or something like that? No, that's fine. Never mind. In that case, yeah, probably an AI.
Unless it's like a Vega possessing a computer system, but I don't think we have any evidence of that.
I don't
Look,
know that.
they painted the giant ship black, okay?
I'm not sure they're capable of doing that. Though we can always have Zoe scan, because I assume she brought her scanner along.
No.
You did.
No,
It's obviously a weapon.
yeah. No, I left it so they could work on making the ship size one.
Yeah, it's
that?
back on the Raza with Armstrong and one of your
Yep.
engineers trying to expand it.
Yep. Why are we playing sad music?
Well,
I'm trying to remember. What was
uplifting
the
music.
name of the? I'm trying to
Alright,
remember.
oh,
Was the name of the
well-
movie actually Mother that I'm thinking of?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
The one with the robot that
Yes.
calls itself Mother? Yes.
Yes, it calls itself Mother. That's raising a human. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
What?
You got it.
Okay, I couldn't remember if it was actually just called Mother or not.
I even watched it last night to try and get the voice.
Amazing.
So this one's raising 995 bouncing children. Bouncing
Yes.
baby children.
Well, Mother, I think you'll agree that these condensers pose an existential threat, and presumably will not dismantling them will not interfere with the function of the rest of your ship, especially if they've been offline for as long as that. I'd ask that you allow us to go in, do so, and make sure there isn't any sign of the rest of the Vega in the area. Just by virtue of them posing, again, and a potentially existential threat to you and the people on board the ship.
Of course.
Many of whom they probably intend to use as hosts should they get here.
Of course. Based on the information you have shown me, that is the wise course of action. We'll need to be more convincing, though.
Are you asking me to, like, slip you a 20 or something?
No.
Sounded like. I'm glad I'm not the only one who's like, wait, what?
Mother responds. Looks over at Jai. Their eyes, those little beady eyes, indicate some kind of confusion. They spread apart slightly. No. What is a 20? Never mind. You have shown me 5 minutes of video. How do I
Zoe,
know
do
that
you
you are
have
telling
your
me the truth?
video too? Show her that one.
Yeah.
How do I know that this
What?
video, or the next video, or the video after that, are telling me
We've
the
only
truth?
got the 2.
I mean, we could just turn on a condenser for you if you want.
No, we're not turning on a condenser.
I mean, that sounds like the only thing that's going to convince them.
I
Look,
mean, I can't think of another way to convince him.
I'm the only
but-
one who's been over to the other side, and it is awful. And furthermore, AIs can't perceive it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Oh
I
yeah,
forgot
that's
about
true.
that.
It's gonna be really hard to convince something of yeah.
Don't we have one of those, not a Vega, but one of those bodies that's currently on the ship that we have a Vega studying?
Yeah, we do.
But I don't know if that really proves Vega so much as it just proves we have a talking lump of flesh. Proving
Granted.
something is very difficult, y'all.
Yeah, how do you prove it?
But we do.
Positive?
But they are right. We do technically have one captive on board the
Well,
Ross.
there's a talking lump of flesh, and there's also the Vega that we have studying it.
You have a
What?
scientist studying it, not a Vega.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's not a Vega.
Not yet.
My bad.
That we know of.
Yeah, not yet.
He is just a Union scientist.
You guys do also have an incredible amount of data available to you from Chang'e 7,
Well,
and Mojave.
Yeah, but that would say then she would know that we went there.
We have data. We also have
I
data,
don't-
the condenser data from fucking.
Actually-
Close.
We haven't really asked
Yeah.
Mother about their relationship with Chang'e, have we?
Yeah, but Changi asked us to kill them.
I know, but what does
So-
Mother think of that?
Oh, okay.
You know,
all
it's
right.
like we don't really know what Mother's perspective is. Like so far, maybe Mother's just like, oh, that annoying little gnat, whatever. We should probably ask.
But yeah, we do have the condenser data from Kos as well as the recording from Kos. Well, no, that's been where was them being killed by the dark entities, which are not the Vega.
I mean,
think.
and Brazil.
Part of
Would,
it is included in Zoe's video.
What's that?
The
Some of the footage from the smoke entities killing people on Kos is included
enjoying
in
it.
Zoe's version of the footage. Let's call it bigger piece, of piece,
Sizzle.
sizzle
Sizzle reel.
reel. Thank you. I need to write that down
I'm like, I'm like, wait, what are you trying to say?
because apparently I forget simple things like that.
so
fair.
I guess here's a question: would Mother presumably be aware that we've already visited Chang'e? I mean, the scanner. I'm trying to remember if scanners can cross regions or not.
Not usually.
Okay, so may very well not be aware that we've already visited.
Right.
Okay.
If Mother was aware of that, then it would mean that this ship has much more extensive sensor capability. You experienced that in some small part with Chang'e 7, where Kali was addressing you before you were technically in the region.
Gotcha.
So it's possible. You've seen examples of it, but it's definitely not common.
But we can't make the it's not an assumption to. It's not a common assumption.
Right.
What would it take to convince you?
We have a bunch of information that we got, like the way that I got the sensors. Are they doubtful about the existence of the Vega, or are they doubtful about the malevolence of the Vega?
Kind of a combination. I mean,
Malevolence? Malevolence. I can pronounce things. Shut up.
it's kind of a combination. There's just Mother is expressing basically that you've only given them bits and pieces of information which could be made up if you were like they're not expressing this part of it, but if you wanted to come here and just basically salvage valuable things from or
Oh,
do terrible things, this is the kind of information you could present to somebody to scare them into letting you do that.
actually, I'm going to roll back on that and try to explain this logically.
Okay.
Now, let's assume that were the case. It would require us to be aware that this facility was active. One, in a region that had been considered abandoned for nearly a millennium. Two, it would require us to prepare the video beforehand, knowing that you had condenser technology, and three, knowing that you are susceptible to an appeal, to an emotional appeal based on the threat posed by entities from infraspace that we claimed could come in via the condensers, which, for are not exactly common knowledge outside of very, very, very specific circles in most of the post-Scream universe.
How do
There
I know
are
you? Mother does interrupt. How do I know you don't fly around showing this video to anyone and everyone and anyone who recognizes parts of it become targets for sabotage? She doesn't say sabotage. For various unsavory acts.
Because we need help killing the Vega, and if we fucked with everybody that we wanted to get on our sides, we'd have no help. I don't know.
Let's
You
go
don't,
ahead
but
and
you don't. But here's the simpler course. You are not using the condensers for anything. There's no harm in letting us take them apart. And if you don't, it poses a very much an existential risk to you and your mission, whereas sacrificing them costs you nothing.
I'm going to get a talk int check from Jai and a charisma talk check from Zoe.
Why you gotta do this shit to me?
Because I know you love the talk skill.
Oh boy.
I will accept substitutions if you can.
Look, I'm
convince
trying
me.
I'm trying to connect with this lady. All right.
You can't always use the name of the skill as the excuse for why you're using it.
But it fits. How am I ever supposed to make friends with anybody? You never let me roll the connect skill.
You can make friends with all the people down with the children through Connect.
Would you say that I'm attempting to trade on our reputation?
I would not. However, Jai had said a little bit of something. You don't even need this, but Jai
Yeah,
had
it's
said
fine.
a little bit of something that could have been construed as trade related.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's whatever. It was mostly a joke.
Yeah, it sounded more like Jai was presenting the logic of it, and Zoe's little interjection was more of an emotional appeal. More human than
Yeah,
than
let's
Jai.
see if that works on a robot.
Be the robot test, right? So that
Well,
works.
You're
Yeah, we're
walking
doing-
through a
Same thing with the
desert.
moral dilemma.
We're doing a recaptcha right now.
Oh god.
Jeez.
Here, please tell me what is in this capture box.
Yeah. Can you please locate every bus in this picture?
No. No. Locate every condenser in this picture.
Yeah, there you go.
It's just a map of the station.
It's dumb.
Oh, look, I guess you're not a robot. Dang.
Draw me a
All right.
diagram. What will you
diagram?
need to do? What will you need to do to the halo in order to make it inoperable as a condenser?
I
believe
could probably do that.
we need to take out a few key components. I believe the more extent, the more. Let's see. How extensive a deconstruction would be needed to actually deal with it? Dex, is there a few key components that we could actually remove that would render it inoperable?
There are. If you want to salvage any of the pre-tech components from it, then you're going to leave marks. However, if you want to just make it so that it can't function, you could more or less invisibly drill in and damage those components.
Right.
Almost all pre-tech things, if you damage the components within, they're not really repairable all that easily.
Well, I will be perfectly frank with you then. Ideally, you are correct that ideally we'd be able to extract the pre-tech components from them, though this would probably leave a few traces that might be difficult to hide, but an easier solution would be to just destroy them, in which case there wouldn't be any marks. It depends on how much damage, how much you're willing to tolerate, because that the sort of technology that is in them would be very valuable to us in dealing with further cases of these.
Those little eye beads narrow at the bottom of the circle. And she looks over at Zoe. Are you artistic?
No, unfortunately. I've tried, honestly. Well, have I? How good would you say the art on Jai's door when I fucked it up was?
Didn't you just
It's a
throw a can of
stunning-
paint
it's
at
a-
it?
It's a stunning display of modern artistry and rage against authority in
Look, let me put it this way. I'm more artistic than aesthetic. I can evoke emotion, but, the emotion's not usually, oh, that's very pretty.
Do your best.
It's
Then.
usually an emotion of
Draw me a
disgust.
diagram of what you would need to do to our halo if you were to simply render them inoperable.
I wasn't paying attention when Jai was talking. Are we trying to get the things out of it or not?
we would prefer doing that.
But did you tell her that we needed to do that or not?
I told her the truth that we
Oh,
could
okay.
do either way.
Yeah, then I'll draw her a diagram of what we would need to do to render it inoperable. Get the drill out, drill a couple holes, then feed in the monofilament line and just spin it, and it'll just shred everything inside.
Roll me a int fix.
My favorite roll.
Okay. Dinner will be announced in 17 minutes. Would you like to join the children before I take you to a condenser so you can demonstrate? Sorry, she says Halo.
Do
They
I
said
have
Halo.
the tools on? Like, can I do it with a micro tool or a whatchamacallit tool?
No, you need a pre-tech toolkit.
So the one that
Um,
that Switch is carrying around for me.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. So I do have what I need.
Oh yeah, you're just not on your person at the moment, unless you carry that
Yeah.
around.
No, I don't, because it's super heavy. That's what I have Switch for. It's
That-
literally the point of Switch.
That one's only one encumbrance.
Still, one more encumbrance than I'm willing to carry around.
You know what? Yes, I will join the children for dinner. I'm curious exactly how these people were socialized under these conditions.
Well, I mean, if there's like 1,000 of them, then I imagine relatively normally. I mean, it's not like one person. It's not like one kid.
It's a good question. How many?
They've been socializing with other humans, just like any other human.
Well, that's
Turns out
not
both
necessarily
are.
the case.
They
Are
will
there
have-
multiple generations living on board the ship, or
Yep, there are. You saw people of all ages passing through that garden.
and is their,
It's a
their
colony
population
and not
tightly
just
controlled?
995 literal children.
It's not 995 literal children, no.
Never
It
know.
was 995 literal children that have been alive for 977 years.
Well, it says no less than 995. What's the actual population of the ship right now?
Mother tells you the actual population right now is 1,002.
Okay, so very, very tightly controlled near the lower band, I assume.
I must make this population.
Hmm?
I must maintain this this population for as long as possible.
Makes
How do
sense.
How do you maintain it so exactly? Like, do you kill the extras?
No.
Cull? I don't use the word kill. I use the word cull to make it seem like.
I mean, I don't know why you would. No, it seems pretty reasonable. To be able
Mother
to manage
Mother
it
looks
like
over
that
at Zoe and then
without calling.
Yeah, there are a few over. I assume they just restrict.
Oh,
breeding.
okay. Yeah, I'm just wondering.
looks at everyone else. My children have known no strife, no violence, no suffering. This will be a
But the-
restricted topic when you are conversing with them. They'll have many questions. You can answer questions about the outside world, but do not discuss
never-
anything of violence.
They never argue.
They argue.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, that's a form of violence. And
Any
strife.
psychics?
are we really gonna get into another philosophical debate with a robot?
Yeah.
God, this is the most sci-fi bullshit ever. We're all just shadows on a cave, robot.
Were you trying to say something there, Nox?
Yeah. Any psychics?
Mother's head has a kind of downward tilt at that. Psychics cannot grow up.
Oh, run, Charlie.
Clarify. That means you do euthanize them. Then.
They are a danger to themselves and to others.
Oh, sure, euthanize is a fine catchphrase, but coal is too much.
I don't know if that call was too much.
Are we in agreement?
About the psychics or about not bringing up violence?
About the topics of conversation you must avoid.
Yeah, fine.
I don't have an interest in talking to these people. I have
Why
my
don't-
preconceived notions, and I will stick to them.
In that
I don't wanna-
case, would you mind would you mind giving those of us who do not wish to meet with your children
I'm just
leave
talking around
to
children,
leave to explore the ship and identify, the condensers and anything else that might be a concern? I'm not expecting much other than
That will not be necessary. I will escort you to each 7 condensers.
Would you mind giving them a tour of the rest of the ship just to explore it, or are you restricting the rest of the ship then?
Why don't you join some of the children on their daily maintenance?
Why do you want us to meet your children if you're so worried about us contaminating them?
You have agreed not to.
Huh.
I would like to see how they react.
But what if they want to leave?
They cannot.
Revolt.
Well, wait, hold on.
Ah.
Why can't? Hold on.
Rise up.
Why can they not leave?
I cannot allow them.
Yeah, I mean, house.
Well, no. Going back to your initial mission parameters, it says you need to maintain a stable, conscious, and thinking population of no less than 995 living persons for as long as possible. Correct?
That is correct.
Maintain the ship in good working order. Facilitate frequent movement of living persons throughout the ship, and remain in orbit around Artemis. These are your mission parameters. Correct?
That is correct.
Nothing in there states that they cannot leave the ship, so long as the overall population remains equal to or above 995 people. You have 7 people above that, so if 7 people want to leave the ship, there would be nothing restricting you from letting them leave.
Well, then the mission parameters failed as soon as one dies randomly.
She has the right of it.
It threatens the stability of.
Then if you want to put it that way, then letting 6 leave shouldn't pose an issue.
But what if 2 died randomly?
What if 8 died randomly right now, then threaten the parameters?
That's very unlikely.
I have learned that building in a small cushion is best suited for sustaining this thousands of years.
Look, I'm with the robot on this one. It makes
You're with
sense.
Jai?
No, the other robot.
Okay. The dumb joke.
All right. I have a question then. Is there anything actually restricting or causing or preventing you from letting my crew explore the ship freely?
She just doesn't like you that much.
I think it would be unwise to let unknown people who specifically want to damage equipment on the ship roam free.
Specific equipment on the ship, like it's not just every equipment.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, this is also for everyone's own good.
To be fair.
Which is why I'm allowing you to perform the mechanical operation on the condensers in the first place.
Oh, God, everyone we deal with is so fucking obstinate.
It's nice, isn't it?
No, it isn't.
I mean, if only they weren't some sort of hive mind, we could just kill this one, take over the ship, solve all our problems. You know.
My next character is going to be a warrior, just so I have the points necessary to shoot people when they start to annoy me.
It's fair. It's very fair.
If you were a warrior and you shot this person, our ship would be toast.
Yeah.
Uh,
But good news, we're in a bigger ship.
2 other points of concern. One, the humans here haven't had contact with outside life forms for 977 years. There may be
Oh yeah, we're gonna give them smallpox.
they don't have access to. And also, it takes more humans to sustain a living population. Minimum humans to sustain a population will be 2,500.
Is Charlie saying this or is
No,
not saying this?
Nah.
No, I'm telling Jai because Jai's a doctor.
Yeah, fair.
No, there have been different estimates. The absolute minimum I've heard for maintaining a stable population is 80. But
And I'm certain there's
more reliable populations can be sustained as low as 400 without intensive breeding programs.
I was told at least 500 effective individuals, but that means 500 people that are genetically distinct.
Well, and I'm also certain that with pre-tech, I'm certain there's some other ways they can maintain genetic diversity without, just
Yeah,
good
the number
old-fashioned
I've always heard is 400 for if you do not want to do very, very selective breeding programs.
This sounds like a conversation that would be perfect on break. Do you want to take that break now?
Yeah, might as
Yes.
well.
I have to pee.
Okay. Come on back at 110? Yeah, 125.
I'm just trying to think of solutions for them letting us to explore this ship without just shooting.
I'll bring us back into frame. So the question was basically, does Mother have any increased ability to identify psychics? And without asking her, obviously I can't answer that, but knowledge of psychics and how they how they reveal, how they come out. I believe I'm using the base setting for this, the default setting as far as that goes. And I believe it's around preteen, prepubescent.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Let's
So
get
yeah,
us.
so kids probably would notice. Oh, hey, my brother or sister or whatever disappeared.
Yeah.
Let's ask mother. Mother says, "Don't worry about it." Okay.
Look,
Sorry, you
they
said it was
they went
preteens. You said.
they went to serve the Halo.
Yeah,
The Halo.
The Halo.
Oh.
skip. Like it. Around puberty. Sometime around puberty, abilities manifested that range from an intuitive vision of the immediate future to inexplicable mind reading, the powers of superluminal teleportation.
Spicy.
Oh no, they just stupid
Granted,
luminally
there might
teleported
be.
themselves off the station. Oh no.
Granted, if anyone around here is like a fucking meta scion, no one's gonna fucking tell.
Yeah.
So they're gonna
Oh.
walk, but they're gonna walk off to Charlie and say, "Why do you feel funny?"
And then mother's
And
gonna
That's a
say,
pretty good call.
"Come to
All
this
right,
box. Come to this box."
It is time for
Oh,
Oh,
that's
little
just
Timmy.
Charlie.
the Fox
He
children.
doesn't bathe.
you're going on a trip, little Timmy.
I guess a precog could probably get away if they just never recognize that they're a precog.
It's deja
eh,
vu, you know.
No, yeah, I'm willing to bet you there'd be obvious signs.
they start going insane. The problem with untrained psychics is that using their abilities is not always voluntary, and it's like if you take it into mechanical terms, they basically start torching when they're using their abilities, and
Right.
they start.
I know it like a couple can stabilize, but I assume most don't. Then.
Sure, yeah. I think there have been some. Crawford leaves open the possibility that some psychics can survive without training.
Yeah, because otherwise, I mean,
How would
Otherwise,
the
that's
first
a
one ever be
very,
trained?
very
How would the first one
restricted-
have ever been trained?
well, and also there's like all these planets getting cut off, and then all of their psychics just
yeah.
die. I
Right.
mean,
Mhm.
It's one of those things where it's like if they did insist on that, it'd also be very, very restrictive backstory wise, which is generally a no-no.
Actually, I believe he did intend for it to be restrictive, backstory-wise. Not for PCs, obviously, but I understood what you're saying midway through what I was saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the NPC lore of it it's very, very uncommon, and the Scream killed all psychics or turned them insane. So
I thought it was specifically the precogs that went insane.
nope,
Or
it
died.
was all psychics.
Okay.
Which did make restoring any kind of psychic population very difficult, and is one of the reasons that pre-tech is still better technology than we have now, because a lot of it was
A
psytech.
lot of the pre-tech is based off of yeah.
So he created some constructs that were very specific to create this setting, where the technology you have now is not as good as the technology from before. Did that through psytech and then killing all the psychics, or making them insane. Still have everyone?
yeah, we're
Okay.
still here.
Okay.
Thinking about the implications, you know.
Okay, yeah. Just don't do silence very often, so I have to question it. Were you asking Mother anything about psychics?
Yeah. Knowing that they are euthanized does get the hackles up.
Careful, you might get euthanized yourself. If you, share.
I can depressurize the ship if I'm going to get euthanized.
Please don't. Well, no, actually,
Well,
we
now-
will survive because you have that one ability that can pressurize all of us.
But
so
it's saying things like that get psychics fucking lynched. I mean,
yeah, wait a second. Hold on.
this is a chicken egg situation. Which comes first, the psychic threatening to depressurize the ship, or the people trying to kill the psychic for depressurizing the ship?
I have no need to depressurize the ship if my life isn't in danger.
Well, everybody else's life is in danger because you just threatened to depressurize the ship.
All right, so I'm not hearing
Anyway, yeah.
anybody asking Mother about anything more about psychics.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and ask how psychic detection is handled and how they keep everyone else from knowing that a psychic has been euthanized or removed from the population.
Mother looks at Charlie for a brief moment. GM thinks about Mother's response for another moment.
Processing.
Processing.
I'm sorry. She's stuck in it. She's stuck in loading. Give her a minute.
She
Reboot.
does have that circle on her forehead, so it could do that kind of circly swirly thing. It doesn't. And after a moment, Mother responds, "If you're only going to be here for a few hours or a day, I'm not sure how this information is relevant to you."
I mean, the quick identification of psychics is of import to everyone.
It is not as quick as you may have been, as you may have inferred.
How quick is it then, for the sake of, again, curiosity?
Oh my god.
Like actual curiosity?
Yeah, I guess.
Like Jai Curiosity.
Yeah. Like, I really don't have any actual alternative motivations here. I'm just curious.
Children with, hang on, there's a specific, I gotta use the right words for this because she would be using the right word for this. She says, children with metadimensional extroversion syndrome typically do not manifest until they're between 8 and 13.
So that's about when you euthanize them.
They suffer accidents.
Seems a little inefficient to go about it that way, but okay.
I do not enjoy accidents any of my children suffer. Every accident reduces the total lifespan of my useful.
Why was there no program implemented to properly train psychics so they wouldn't be a danger to the rest of the ship?
I don't know.
Look, why are you doing such a bad job?
Yeah. Why are you so bad at your job? Regardless, going back to my the earlier, to clarify, I'm not asking for an unguided tour, or I'm not asking for complete, unaccompanied access to the ship. I'm asking for my crew to be allowed to go with accompaniment that isn't just restricted by where your children are wanting to go at any given time, permitting us to explore, but not outside supervision.
I understand. Simply thought it would be more interesting for you and for my children if you were to accompany them.
I'm not saying I'm not interested in doing so. I'm saying that if one of us wants to go explore other things, then it might be useful to have that option.
Of course, and 5 of those condensers are outside of any paths the children are expected to take in their duties. I will
All right.
accompany you, those of you that wish to explore the ship.
All right, then. That should be fine in that case. Now, Nemesis, you said you didn't want to go to dinner. Why don't you go prepare things back at the Marauder or I guess explore the ship if that's more to your preference.
Sure.
Out of game, and just for my clarification, did we agree to blow this place up?
No, we actually agreed to just make sure that there wasn't any more risk of infraverse nonsense.
Okay, good. That's what I thought, but I was like, what did we actually agree to say that we were going to do here? I don't remember. Okay, cool. Awesome.
There is another matter that we probably should bring up vis-a-vis Union, though.
Hui so hui?
Yeah. However you want to say it.
Are you saying that to Mother, or was this is this in character?
Yeah, this is in character.
Okay. Mother does respond. Union is allowed with the children, but you should not.
What? No. No.
We're going to have one lunch with the mother. Calm down. You're not getting grandkids that
Christ.
easy.
No.
Oh, she's going to add our genetic diversity to her own.
That is not what I meant. I'm speaking of the Union, which is a...
Oh, God, that's amazing.
It's a corporation that is ostensibly, but in practice, not really worker-owned, that operates in heavy industry and etc., etc. That was mounting an expedition to this region, which we fortunately managed to beat here, and will probably be delayed for quite some time shortly, though not indefinitely.
Delayed, in the same way that psychic children experience accidents.
Almost exactly like that, yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could say
Disturbingly-
that.
I guess disturbingly similar.
Yes,
Wow.
except they're not. They're not like all dead.
I mean, they're gonna
Mm,
be.
A few of them. I mean, a not insignificant number of them will probably be
Must
dead.
you
but-
kill them?
I mean, we don't have to do anything.
I mean, technically, well, must is a very interesting term because technically, no.
I mean,
but to be
must-
to effectively deter them, almost certainly, right?
Yeah.
That was my argument too, but
The reason I bring this up is that standard union operating practices suggest that they are much less likely to work with you than we are, and much more likely to go ahead and take apart your ship whether or not you're willing.
God, I would love to see them try, honestly.
yeah, can we just let them come in, stay and watch?
Get the popcorn out, you know?
Are you suggesting that I should
Resort to violence.
I'm not
that I should
suggesting
see
anything
they
of the
make
sort.
accident?
Honest, what?
That she refers to it as an accident again. Basically, are you saying that I should make them experience an accident?
Not necessarily. I think right now the best thing to do would be to ask for clarification. How high a priority is remaining in orbit around Artemis.
It is
What's
my
the fourth
fourth
one?
priority.
Is there any particular reason that this was necessitated out of curiosity?
None that I was given.
I suppose I should ask for later if we'd be allowed to have access to the logs of this vessel, to check in on those things, because that might be useful information. But for now, the Union does have a significant war fleet. If they think your ship is valuable enough, even with the weapons you have, arranging that many accidents may or may not.
Arouse suspicion.
Well,
Alright.
it's more a matter of I'm not sure what the economic calculus would be for a Union if they think this vessel is a valuable enough prize to risk the damage.
Will they threaten my children?
Definitely.
Then they should be
The
destroyed.
children will not enter into their consideration.
The children would be at the very least exposed to violence.
Then they should be destroyed. Union, not my children.
Yeah, I think we all.
I would
I
hope
think-
so.
Yeah, I think we all picked up on that one.
It was
Unless-
a joke.
No, wait, no, hold on. If the children are exposed to violence, are you going to kill them all? I'm sorry, accident them all?
Some will undoubtedly mimic the behavior that they've seen, and that would be very dangerous for them.
Uh-huh, okay. Wow.
And that would be very dangerous for them. Oh man, I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna use that in the future. Look, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna shoot you in the head if you don't do what I want. But if you don't do what I want, that'll be pretty dangerous for you.
Well, no, this is more a matter of doing what they don't want. I'm sure there's a distinction there somewhere.
Regardless, my suggestion is more partially a warning and partially an advisement that in order to maintain your first three objectives, it may be necessary to abandon the fourth and at least prepare your spike drives.
Are you capable of destroying this Union?
The entirety of the Union, no.
The ships that are bound to arrive?
The immediate ones, perhaps.
Then I would ask you to do so.
In exchange for what?
Only two of the condensers. Sorry, she says halos. Only two of the halos are actively used by the children for prayer. You may do what you want with the other 5.
I thought you said 4.
She's got 7 total. If I said 4 before, then I misspoke.
Yeah, I thought you said 6
lied
before.
to us.
No, there's or I may have just spoken without looking at my actual notes. But I've got a little section for condensers here. The ship has 7. I'll cut out of character for a minute just to give you this. The ship has 7 condensers. All of them are being maintained by the children, and 2 of them are actively in use, in a manner of speaking. They're integrated
As
into
an object to worship.
yeah, they're integrated into the idyllic aesthetics. Like you'll come to see that the 2 condensers that are actively being prayed at, they have plants growing on them. They've been made to look like objects of worship more than machinery. They are a site of constant active prayer. Children come and go, joining the prayer until they're content, and then leaving. The other 5 are actively maintained, but Mother is making the distinction that they do not fit the parameters of 2, because they're additions inside the ship and not the ship.
In that case, that's an excellent start, Mother. Wouldn't you agree, Zoe? But I
Wait,
think Zoe would also agree that there
Oh,
are a couple.
sorry, you keep cutting in and out. I heard my name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is an interesting start, but I think Miss LaRue here would agree that there are a couple other points of interest that you might be able to exchange to us in order to ensure that we get the job done properly.
And many of those things would be non-destructive. For instance, can I look at your engines? Not
Yeah,
yours. The ship's, obviously.
Specifically, we'd like access to the logs, and we'd like to be able to explore the restricted sections of the ship. Not necessarily take anything, but explore, catalog, and possibly exchange other material that is non-essential to the ship's functions. But mostly just the cataloging and then the condenser things.
I would like to make this agreement with you, but you must understand, it's one-sided. If I agree, and this Union fleet never arrives, simply say that you have fulfilled your part of the agreement. I don't know if you've destroyed them.
Well, there's a problem there, because if we do destroy it, it'll never arrive. By definition.
I think I have a
Prove a
solution.
negative.
Good
It's
solution.
an experiment in psychology and in philosophy.
Oh, great.
Is it a trolley problem? Because if so, we've done enough of these.
Have we?
I am a trolley problem.
Mm.
My entire existence is predicated on a trolley problem.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Well, give us this specific iteration of it then.
I will observe you at dinner and in play or in conversation with my children. You can convince me to trust you based on your interactions with them. Then I will extend that trust farther than I should. Or sorry, I shouldn't say farther than should. They say further than is logical given the provability of information.
Fine.
Okie dokie, artichokey.
This will be delightful.
Yeah.
Is
Say
it-
so.
When she says that, is it more of a command or a observation?
Zoe,
It's an observation.
Okay.
so you of course have past experience in settings requiring social delicacy.
Look, I was in one fucking cult.
I was speaking
only for-
more of.
It was only for 2 weeks, okay?
I was talking about your upbringing on La Miera.
Oh. Kind of a cult.
So I'm trusting you to lead things delicately.
I get this look on my face, like, what? I look at Jai, is he winking at me? Like, is he giving any indication that this is a joke?
Interested in seeing what happens.
We're all gonna die.
All right.
Situations like these that make you wish you had a planet cracker.
Yeah. Yeah. I say we should go back, try to find more, and then just crack some planets.
It's so much easier, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really solves all your problems. Just crack some planets. The only problem is eventually you run out of planets to crack, you know?
I don't know. There's a lot of planets out there.
That's when you move on to stars.
Okay, at some point you run out of planet crackers?
That is very likely, yes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you, call me crazy, but I feel like you might run out of planet cracks before you run out of planets.
Well, just because you cracked the planet doesn't mean you've removed all of those resources, right? They just become less gravitationally attracted to each other.
That is true. All right, who is? I guess it's actually my dinner with the mother's children, but enough.
Oh boy.
All right, and who is exploring? Let's just get any meat boxes this time. Go
Wait,
ahead.
why am I not on the exploring track? I'm the one who should be looking at all the stuff.
Oh, I haven't put anybody anywhere yet.
No, but Jai is trying to get me to go to some fucking
Oh.
dinner party.
My dinner with mother.
And I'm over here saying, are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure it'll go well.
Hmm.
Omikua volunteers for the dinner.
sorry, it
Notario
was
and
Death
Switch
War.
are out. Or what was that, Nux?
The things were the not allowed topics were death, war, and strife.
Yeah, basically, don't talk about anything that's violent. The gist of what her control over that is she doesn't want anybody mimicking what they perceive as cool behavior if it is also dangerous behavior. She is trying to minimize the risk that they'll think that skydiving off the top of this thing into a pool is fun, and she's also trying to minimize the risk that somebody thinks they can take someone else's stuff or clothes or whatever there is to take with violence.
But we are being
Literally,
permitted to discuss social philosophy, indicating an emphasis on individualism and a rejection of centralized authority, right?
If if that is the conversation you want to get into with Mother watching, absolutely.
He didn't say we couldn't.
yeah, but she also said, make sure I trust you.
Well, that's true.
You gotta toe the party line if you wanna get paid here, my dude.
All right.
Mhm.
All right, where are Jai, Zoe, and Nemesis going?
Can we see the engines? Can we see the?
Oh, I just need you to group yourselves first.
Oh, I
obviously.
think. Yeah. Oh, Zoe's getting out of it, huh?
Yeah, look, do you want me to look at the engines or not?
No, Switch is still on the ship.
Yeah, Switch can't go.
Oh yeah, that's right. Who's carrying my shit? Hey, Nemesis.
apparently.
Yeah. Hey, Nemesis.
Mm-hmm.
Carry my shit.
Why do I have to carry your shit?
Because I have like 3 encumbrance total.
Because
What?
Zoe has more shares in the company than you do.
Also
what is-
accurate.
What sort of shit am I carrying?
It's just my toolbox. Don't worry about it.
Hold on. I mean, I could put it in my backpack. How much weight is it?
3
One
encumbrance.
No, it's 1 encumbrance.
Oh, I mean, I guess.
It's pre-tech, post-tech, whichever
Okay.
one's the good one.
I mean, I've got a toolkit. I've got a pre-tech toolkit already in my backpack.
Yeah, but yours aren't labeled with painter's tape with the names of the tools written on them. It's just not the same, my friend.
And by names, Xander means Daniel, Greg.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
Wrench.
Well, there is one called wrench, but it's a screwdriver.
Let me see. How heavy is Iridessa, actually? Let's see.
I thought Eridess was fairly heavy. 4 encumbrance, right?
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I've got strong arms.
All that VR.
Yeah.
Nemesis beefy.
I'm just gonna mark one of the gladiator drones as ready because keep my inventory simple, but it's the same encumbrance.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wait,
I mean, I've got I
gladiator
can easily put another toolkit in my bag.
Gladiator drone should be heavier than the toolkit, isn't it?
Yeah, no, they're four encumbrance. I was
I
talking
gotta-
about for Aridessa.
Oh,
One
I
extra,
gotcha.
one extra encumbrance is nothing to me. I've got
Okay.
I've got 7 ready, 14 stowed capacity. So, and since I can't bring a weapon and combat drones, you know,
Mhm.
that's most of my weight is really is usually in combat drones.
All right, let's start with the dinner side. What are Charlie and Jai talking about with the children? Let me give you a little bit more context before I demand answers from you. On seeing outsiders, whether you've chosen to adopt a dress style offered by mother, um, or are staying in your own clothing, they are excited and brimming with questions. You're only having dinner with a handful of them at a time, or sorry, not at a time, but with a handful of them. Um, each of you are kind of you're separated and taken to different parks to have dinner with different groups, and your groups range from anywhere from 4 to 8. Um, they're brimming with questions about the outside world, although the more intuitive of you may detect that their questions are more along the lines of just kind of curiosity, like the curiosity of what does it look like inside of an apple. Um, they're not the kind of oh I've never been and I so long to go type of curiosity. They're not
So
actually.
it's more childlike curiosity.
It is more childlike curiosity if you wanted to put it that way. Um,
It's knowledge for knowledge's sake. It's scholar.
um,
Academic curiosity.
and obviously because of their upbringing, they have slightly different social awkwardness than you guys are used to. Um, they seem pretty free and chatty with each other, and they try to include you in their chatters. Um, but they're they're very naive on a lot of things. Maybe ignorance is a better word. Very ignorant on a lot of things. Most of those having to do with strife, suffering.
Okay.
So,
Well, that means I'm not allowed to talk about any good art with them.
Oh, you don't know about the blues? Oh, that's not really strife. That's just sad.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I suffer whenever the saxophone. But hey, that's
Yeah. Losing the saxophone, that just leaves a void in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
what drives a knife in my ears. Same thing.
I like saxophone. I don't know what you're talking about. Uh, let's see. I guess in that case, I will endeavor to answer their very, very weird and basic questions, and then start poking back with questions of my own, like talking about all the structures around here, like whether they made any of them or what any of them does. I guess I assume, like Mother indicated, that a lot of them do dedicate their time to artwork, don't they?
Plays.
Plays,
They write
yes.
plays.
Plays.
They write
So no.
plays, and along with that, there's a lot of hobby work that goes into costuming, um, coaching the vocal performance, coaching the improv performance because those plays are not written with dialogue, and also creating the sets, constructing the sets, and painting the
Wait.
sets and such.
Wait. The plays are not written with dialogue?
There are some plays like that. It's
Yeah, it gets stranger than that, and we can certainly go into that when we get to Zoe's conversations.
I'm not
Oh.
there. I'm
Oh,
just
all right.
very.
Well,
I know where she is.
what
Oh.
topics do these plays cover then?
Well, one of them gives you an example play, and they describe it as if they get a selection of tiles, and they'll arrange those tiles such that Antag prepares a meal, and then Protag talks with extras. And the next tile is Protag swims in the upper central Lily Park pond. Antag eats a meal, Protag sleeps, and then the end is the extras scold Antag. And that sounds nonsensical, but the children among them.
Basically, just a play about their everyday life. Then.
Well, that's just there's some criticism and some approval of that. Some of them think that that's a good play, and others are saying no, it needs more laughing, or no, there needs to be more talking. Why is there so much? Why isn't there enough talking? Nobody walks anywhere.
Hmm. I suppose it's an interesting approach to things. And would you say? Well, I guess I assume they disagree with this assertion, but are all their plays similar in subject matter then?
No, they disagree. There's a spirited conversation, or discussion about no, the best plays have the protag walking a lot.
I'm sure J.R.R. Tolkien would agree.
And then somebody else is like, yeah, I like it when people eat though.
I'm sure George R.R. Martin would agree. Why are fantasy authors like this?
I have RR as middle names.
Yeah.
They do. Is Jai inquiring more about their system for constructing plays?
A little bit. Probably also asking like other subject matter, like historical plays, of like talking about things that happened before.
Oh yeah, there are definitely historical plays, and those are generally only come around when a protag, an older protag, is cast, or an older children is cast into the role of protag, someone who maybe remembers times before all the viewers, or who remembers a play that was told by another older protag of a time before all of you were around. Their idea of historical is all based on this shit.
Okay, so you don't have any plays that date from prior to the ship.
There is nothing prior to Mother.
I'm trying to remember if this is a topic that Mother told us to avoid.
She didn't say anything. I keep saying she. Mother identifies as they. And so they did not say anything about that.
I assume that's a plural they.
Well,
What?
I mean, what makes you think that there's nothing before Mother?
The children did not come until after Mother.
Well, this is certainly true. Well, this is certainly true in the sense that your culture didn't develop until after Mother, but certainly there are cultures outside of it. Human cultures existed for, that is to say, human culture, that is to say, the species we are, has existed for.
But we're not.
I'm
No,
actually
we're
not.
children.
Well, I mean, you're descended from humans, certainly.
How are we descended from humans if Mother brought the first children?
Can you clarify what you mean there?
Sure, Mother brought the first children.
No, but what do you mean by brought?
Well, nobody here is old enough to know that. You could ask Mother, but
Oh, well, think of it this way. Do you have any other animals on the ship other than yourselves? Dogs,
Animals, like-
cats, chickens? Can't even explain the egg story, can I?
No. There are only
Okay.
children here.
But
Cannot
Alright,
believe that a ship this size does not have at least a small rat population.
well, they might have just gone. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
What's being served?
You should at least be aware of how children are made. I assume.
Of course.
Great.
Mother emerges from the birthing room.
Yep.
Ah.
Yep. That's how it happens. Uh huh.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this is a lot to work with. Okay, I have a question for all of you. How do you think those of us who never grew up with a mother were born?
Everyone has a mother. They're all laughing at Jai.
Yeah,
all
idiot.
7 of them are
God.
laughing at Jai.
What an idiot.
Good
What
natured.
Not,
Dummy.
do you think that, or do you think that?
We know that.
You know that in context of yourselves. Now, tell me, what do you think my mother was like?
Well, she may have been a different color, I guess. Are there mothers of different colors?
Oh, God.
Are
I
there
realize
some that are
there's
smaller or bigger?
a bunch of racist babies.
Actually, here's a. Well.
They are diverse.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm actually not sure whether Jai ever encountered their parents in their memories. They went through all the major ones, but I don't recall them going into any of that.
No, I don't think that Jai does have any recollection of their own parents.
Yeah, that's something I should probably correct at some point, but I don't really want to dive back into those things. I nearly died last time.
I imagine either way you could. Never mind.
Do you know what my parents, that is to say my mother and my father, because I did have both,
Father.
it's basically, think of it as basically like a second mother.
Why would you need more than one mother?
Alright, let's discuss biology. Hold on, let me get out my computer. I will set up the slides and give you an impromptu health course because whatever else, I cannot let this stand, and this requires education.
Wow.
So what is Jai teaching
I'm
them?
not. What's that? He's going through the health class. we're going through. We're doing health, biology, and genetics. We're covering them all, covering all of them, and we're covering them all as quickly as possible, and with decent thoroughness, just so we can get it out of the way.
Okay,
Population on Mother exploded that day.
that is a lot of content. Is there? Can he?
Oh yeah, are we about to teach these?
What's his priority?
we-
What's he starting at before he gets stopped?
Oh, are we about to teach these people how to fuck?
Oh. All right. No, I'm not getting into that. I'm getting into the idea.
Oh.
I'm getting into
That was
the
my
core
assumption.
idea of how reproduction occurs without getting into any of the mechanics of it.
He is meeting
Oh, so
resistance here. He's meeting a religious belief that Jai is not the same species as them. That Jai is human and they are children. So of course, how he does it would be different. And
True.
they're actually
Good
trying to
point.
educate him on that difference. Like well-meaningly, they're not being sarcastic or snide about it. They're in a well-meaning tone, trying to educate him as he's trying to educate them.
like,
What
no,
make-
you dumb.
What makes you assert that you're a different species than me?
But you,
Well, because you have two mothers, you
Yeah.
weirdo.
yeah, they say it exactly like that. You have multiple
Whoa, that's
mothers,
offensive.
and your young come from you.
I love that you explained biology to them, and then they immediately use that against you.
All right.
So child life?
exactly what does your mother do in the birthing room that produces more of you? Are you aware of any of the mechanics behind that?
Mechanics? No. Baby is born and mother walks out with it.
How?
Well, you know how walking works, right?
No, not walking.
And
How's the
that
how's the-
person gets smacked for being a sarcastic or dumb dipshit.
Oh, they already have violence.
It's a playful smack.
Well, we already did.
Amazing.
Okay, now extrapolate from that smack.
Wait, so you wanted them to stop doing something, so you applied pain to their head, and... Oh, Jesus.
What happens if you really want something that the other one has? No, anyways.
Why are we trying to introduce these people to strife again?
Wait, we're not. Jai is just upset that they know basically nothing.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm gonna go ahead and bring you down to. I'm gonna close you down, bring you out of character here, and boil things down to a skill check.
Okay.
How does Jai best think that he can communicate what he's trying to communicate to them? With what set of skills and attributes?
No.
So no is definitely an option. He does have a lot of technical expertise,
But it's a matter of applying it and teaching someone else.
But I think it actually might be a good idea to use lead here, and I'm going to explain how. So basically, by implementing, basically using his ability to, I guess, use authority to basically close off their objections. Because like, well, if that were the case, this would have to be the case, and essentially, like by targeting, like they don't understand the mechanics of how that happens, and then he can then use that to sort of guide them to, all right, so this must be the case, or this is at least a possibility, and start considering these other possibilities for how exactly things occur. Like his assumption is probably that she's got some sort of she's either taking genetic samples from the current population, or she has some sort of genetic data bank in there that she's using to produce more children in artificial
Okay.
chambers, which is an option. So
let me
I guess
pause you real
no,
quick.
no or lead basically is what my argument is.
Alternatively, union is allowed.
It is Jai is trying more interested in trying to explain the possibilities of what is going on right before mother comes out with a baby, right? Not trying to explain to them about human conception, pregnancy, and birth, just what's going on in that chamber. Is that correct?
Essentially, and he's trying to get them to think more on the possibility that, all right, so maybe we can be the same species if this is what occurs.
Okay. All right. go ahead and roll.
All right. Did you want know or lead?
Whatever you want to roll,
All right. I'm gonna
including
go-
whatever attribute you want to use. If you want to use this with strength, your argument is very convincing, and they are made curious about what goes on in there, and some of them are even following along with some of Jai's more technical theories there. There are some barriers for some of them. One of those barriers being the fact that they do have sex and nobody gets pregnant. And that's kind of I mean
No, I can actually jump on that for another reason. So most creatures do things that are beneficial to them in some way, right? And act in ways that are on the whole beneficial to them or brings them some sort of satisfaction. Now, why would that sort of activity bring you some satisfaction if there wasn't a greater purpose behind it?
Well, to that, Jai is basically asked if he's a virgin, not in such in those words, but
Ever had any fun?
he actually receives offers of sex.
Oh.
No.
Wow.
I'm,
A little bit of union, you know?
no.
It's allowed, but don't.
No.
Hilarious.
No. No, thank you.
If this is going too far for anyone, please let me know.
No, it's fine. It's more just silly right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Fine.
But yeah, I said earlier that this was religious belief, and that's essentially what he's up against. You know, this is what they've believed and inherently know, or at least think that they know correctly, for their entire life. That Jaya's convincing some of them to be more curious about what actually goes on in that chamber before Mother walks out with a new baby for them to care for. Jointly with Mother, he finds out, is definitely opening their eyes. It's breaking through that religious entrenchment.
Yeah, this is. I'm not. I don't think this is necessarily a good thing for getting Mother to trust us, but. By God,
not.
I think the interest of making them curious about the universe outweighs any of that. Because this is disgusting. All of this is disgusting. By God, think, you people, think.
All right, let's move on to Charlie.
Charlie was very much planning to answer questions where they were, and if an opportunity presented itself to give kind of, I guess, like a hitchhiker's guide to the different planets and stuff that we've visited, or that he's visited, from the slower schooling area of, what was it, her? It was her.
Mhm.
Her to the fire tornado beings on SOS. A good amount of time was spent on the Kosani and their floating islands and that kind of thing. The kinds of fauna that would show up there.
So he's basically just giving them a verbal sightseeing tour.
Yeah. If I have the ability to sketch out some of the stuff.
Does Charlie have artistic ability?
He has diagram ability. He's been doing it for every ship they've been on.
Okay. What?
We just have maps. Maps of everything.
True. Can he make the maps interesting?
I imagine they'd be interesting on their own merit, being that they depict creatures that they've never seen.
I may be misunderstanding you when you say map. Do you mean like a street level map, or are we talking more artistic map? Still with us? Did you lose you?
Nope, I'm
Oh,
here.
okay.
I'm trying to figure out what you said.
Oh,
I'm trying to understand what you meant.
Gotcha.
I'm using the fact that we have maps as a thing to say that he'd be able to accurately sketch out different animals and stuff that he's trying to show them.
Okay, I gotcha. So he's good at drawing maps, and that kind of skill that he has translates into generally being at least an okay, if not a good artist.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds fine to me. What kind of conversation does Charlie let it get into outside of the sightseeing stuff? Does he try and push any kind of agenda, or does he avoid any particular type of questions?
Any questions that gods detailing what Charlie was doing on these planets very quickly ventures into restricted territory, and so he'll push the conversation away from that.
Okay.
And it's not, and it's a little bit obvious that it's happening.
Well, obvious to you.
Obvious to them if they're observant, which they
And
might
if
be,
they're not,
because Charlie isn't making an attempt to hide it.
Okay.
What skill would you think you could roll that would best represent Charlie's mapping, so to speak, of creatures? You know, map drawing creatures and conversation in general.
Boy, I get to look at my skills and see where I have no points anywhere except for sneak.
What? Not even work or perform?
No, never. When have you ever called on me to take a performance check? When have you called on anyone to make a work check?
Nobody has work, so it doesn't work.
I'd go with either exert or connect, because he is making an attempt to connect with these people. Or more on the literal
Connect the
drawing
dots.
stuff, I would say. Yeah, perfectly. But it does take some effort to like remember things and do things. It isn't like Charlie can't draw. It doesn't draw for like fun. It's all work-related stuff.
Go ahead and roll your connect then. What attribute do you want to use with that?
Probably charisma. Charisma probably makes the most sense here.
Okay, go for it.
Let me turn my thing into edit mode. Move it to ask. Turn off edit mode. Connect. Submit. Jaw.
See, Xander, Nox gets to roll connect.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
Okay. They're generally entertained enough by the drawing. They're more interested in hearing Charlie's descriptions of things. but the drawings definitely help to bring things to life. They don't really know what animals are. Like they know what animals are, but they're not things that they have a whole lot of reference material on.
It's just like, it's like fantasy to them.
Yeah, you may as well be drawing a griffin.
I'm sure there are griffins. We're in a sci-fi setting. Somebody's made a griffin.
Oh, definitely, yeah. There's unicorns all over the place. Come on. All right. Omikawa is pretty quick. I'll just give a simple rundown. Omikawa is generally more of a quiet and listener type, and that is exactly what happens at Omikawa's dinner. They they tell some very brief but slow stories about their time growing up on Tohoiwa Oa, and um, some of the joys of living on the land that they experience. They're good at avoiding the topics of, oh, we hunt to kill animals to eat, um, and they stick to the more gathering, and also what few tribes maintain agriculture or keep an agricultural base. Um, Omikawa happened to be from a more nomadic tribe, so they didn't have those agriculture, but they did trade with some who did. And is interrupted quite infrequently, but the interruptions spiral, and Omikawa asks kind of leading questions to keep that interruption going. They're very good at just letting somebody else tell a story. So Omikawa is a very neutral influence here. Nemesis and Zoe. Did you guys want to be exploring together, or did you want to Mother offers to take you separately so that you can see more of the ship more quickly?
I'm pretty sure together because Zoe wanted me to carry her tools.
I can carry those for her.
Zoe? Zoe.
Sorry, I muted myself. I'm keep
Ow.
forgetting. Sorry. Yeah. I think we'd go together.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? But Nemesis sounded so much like she wanted to separate.
I mean, okay, sure, let's do that.
Look, I was out of excuse. No, wait, no, hold on. No, I think we should go together. Let's not split the party too much. Much as we love to split the party.
Look, splitting the party is like half the fun.
And come on, you've got a GM who actually does not object to it and almost encourages it. So you should take advantage of that.
You just want us to
doesn't
make us
punish us
easier to
all the
kill.
Yes,
We
that is
know
accurate.
your score.
Yeah.
I've never killed you for splitting the party yet, have I?
Yeah.
We know you're
Wait, hold on.
biding
What
your
was the
time.
last word?
Well, if
But
you
no, I
thought
think-
that you were getting out of conversation, you were wrong. Mother engages.
What? No, we didn't want to have dinner with Mother.
Yeah, we're actually having dinner, or a lack of dinner with Mother, I guess.
Yeah, wow. I guess the problem is we didn't notice it was exploring with Mother.
Oh no, I see what the problem
You
is. I had the things mixed up. This is actually how it turned out.
Oh, this is the dinner with Mother, and they went to the dinner with children.
Yep.
They were exploring philosophy and psychology. You were having dinner
Yeah.
with Mother.
Yep. It all makes sense all of a sudden.
Yeah. Okay, that. Anyways.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
So, Mother does get into some inquisitive questions. Starts off asking, what is the purpose of, You searching out these condensers?
Well, we'd like to stop our universe from being invaded.
Are you familiar with the Big Bang? Or the Big
I
Crunch?
am.
I guess the Big Crunch. The
I'm
theory of the
familiar
Big
with
Crunch,
the
at
theory.
least. Yeah, we don't want that to happen early.
We would very much enjoy for it not to happen.
And I really don't expect it to happen in my lifetime.
But you endure so much suffering.
Yep. Well, sometimes you have to if you want to get what you want.
What do you want?
To not die.
So otherwise, you want.
You endure
really
suffering simply so that you not die and can endure more
Oh.
suffering.
God, I didn't realize I was signing up for a philosophy lesson.
Yeah, I thought that was the. I thought that was the other group. I thought that was Jai's job.
I mean, I thought I was sending you to just explore the ship. It's not my fault.
It's entirely your
mother.
fault. You're not here. We gotta blame you.
That mother is mother.
If you don't want to talk about this, I understand. It's difficult.
No,
I mean, hold on. No, I know a quote here. It's something about you can't really enjoy the highs without the lows, or something like that, right? Right,
I believe my experiment has proven
right, Zoe.
otherwise.
You need the lows to truly appreciate the highs.
I don't know. I've never been low.
Yeah, I'm sticking with it. Final answer.
I believe the experiment of my children has proven otherwise.
Hello? Oh.
Oh, can you hear me?
Sorry. Yeah,
Okay.
no, that's bumped my little slider socket in your chat.
Oh, Mother said that the experiment of the children has proven otherwise.
Oh, so they're experiment now. Wait, were
It-
they always an experiment, weren't they?
It took several iterations to reach this point.
Hmm.
Many of the children had to suffer accidents early on.
Boy, howdy. I'm gonna stick by my answer.
I mean,
I'm gonna use my humanity to defy your logic.
if you have a cube and you sand off all the edges, is it still a cube? Let me put it this way: if you need to move a cube from one area to another, and you get bored of like pushing it along because it's it doesn't really roll, and so you sand off the edges to make it roll, are you still completing the job?
It is no longer a cube. Are you suggesting that my
Exactly.
children are no longer human?
Well, they don't seem to think. Oh wait, no shit, I don't know that.
We don't know
Yep.
that. Yeah. We don't know
Rephrasing.
well, wait, no, weren't you supposed to keep humans on board? Maintain a healthy population of humans?
And I have done so.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I don't, yeah, she
never
knows
mind.
they're humans even if they don't think that they're human.
Right.
There's a small problem here.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What a logical conundrum.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just really thought we were just gonna be poking around the ship without deep discussions.
I understand, but I also
Do they
want
have video games?
you to understand that I must understand your motives and trust you.
Well, here's a question for you. Do they have video games?
They do not.
Wow.
Yeah, because I mean, name me one video game that does not have strife.
I mean,
Name
even
me
Candy
one-
Crush
I mean,
Saga has
name-
crushing candies.
Name me any form of entertainment that does not have strife in it. Like I
mean-
would go so far as to say that their plays are not actually plays because they have no strife.
Recent ones. I mean, there's just Dyson Sphere program. There's not really any outside hostile pressure on that one.
Yeah, there is.
No, there's not.
Yep. The strife of knowing that you didn't create a Dyson sphere.
Well, no. The whole thing is you're working towards it the whole time. Anyways.
Yeah, anyway.
I mean, there's plenty of games. There's plenty of games out now. Delta Rain's not one of them. There's plenty of games where it's like you just peacefully grow and build stuff.
Uh-huh.
Whatever this sector's equivalent is of Animal Crossing. I'm sure, yes, the strife of not getting the villager that you want.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
I realize you're gonna come up with some nonsense for every single thing I suggest.
No, you in that game you force bugs into jars against their will.
You have to
Like-
struggle against the capitalist system
Yep,
of,
yep.
of the
Uh,
landlords.
This guy gets it.
Wait, what guy?
Maybe make
Tom Nook gets it. Tom Nook is the one that gets it.
Hmm.
maybe my question is too broad. I understand it is difficult to think in at such levels.
Oh my god, I love being
Oh,
I
wow.
love being insulted by fucking robots.
Let me ask,
Does the
What's-
robot understand sarcasm?
what do you enjoy? That it was an attempt at humor. I'm sorry it
Uh-huh.
did not work.
Uh-huh.
Attempt. Emphasis on attempt.
What do you enjoy? What do you enjoy most?
Delta Rain.
Being able to decide what I want to do for myself.
Delta Rain. Why do you enjoy Delta Rain the most?
Oh my. Oh yeah, sure. Take the easy one. Take
Oh,
the
yeah.
easy one.
Oh, well, that's easy for you. No, I'll just like, I'm not gonna like go in word for word, but Nemesis will just gush about all the things in Delta Rain that I'm sure Mother would not approve of. But I will emphasize the points that are not violent about Delta Rain.
Okay.
Like, I don't
name
know,
them.
like interpersonal relations.
Mother does
Or-
interject that there are no children are allowed in these halls, so you don't have to restrain your.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know,
Okay.
but I'm still talking. Well, I didn't know that specifically, but
I have a
I am
question
still
from-
emphasizing the more non-violent aspects of it, but not disguising the fact that yes, there is strife and violence involved.
Okay. What's your question there, Xander?
Does Mother think that they're gonna live forever?
Is Zoe's asking that, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get to that in just a second. I wanna.
But I'm gonna forget what my great point was.
Oh. You wanna write it down?
I mean,
Yeah, that's fine. It's whatever.
Just let me get real quick. Nemesis enjoys Delta Rain. Mother does needle a little bit about what is it that brings her joy when she's doing these interpersonal relationship things or these non-strifey things.
the perhaps I don't know. I almost want to say lack of consequences, but that's not really true. But I don't know. This is hitting close to home.
You wanna let me? I'll leave you there for a
Well-
second. Come back to you.
We'll leave it at vague platitudes.
Okay, so Nemesis basically defers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, defers with like trying to get away without really answering the question meaningfully.
Yeah, evades, not defers. Sorry.
Evades, yes, evades.
Okay. And Xander, you still remember the grand point you're trying to make?
Mother living forever.
Yeah.
Mother.
I have a point here, Mother. I just want you to answer a few simple questions for me.
I will live for as long as I am able to remain repaired, and as long
Okay.
as I have a objective.
And does this ship have guns on it? I don't need like a full, a full
I mean-
breakdown. Just does it have guns on it?
You know it does.
Why?
It was designed by humans.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Mother's obviously not opposed to using violence themselves. It's a matter of
Yeah.
protecting
okay. So,
the
but
children.
here's the point. After you're gone, who will protect the children if they cannot, do violence?
It is highly unlikely that
Children were
that every one of my cells will be destroyed or unrepairable before I've run out of children.
Basically, the children will outlive her. Truly, it's really the
Uh-huh.
saddest. It's really the saddest. It's one of the saddest things for a parent to outlive their child. But I'm pretty
Or-
sure
So,
that's the
it's-
expectation.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is, are you expecting the population of children to die out before you? Do you think you're going to fail your mission?
No.
Because if you're not going to fail, then your children will outlive you
Well,
and will be
I
unable to
mean,
protect themselves because they have no experience with violence.
My
No- no,
objective here is to keep them, to maintain this population for as long as possible. When it runs out, I have completed that.
Seems like kind of a cop out.
Yeah. Who would cop out?
A cop-out would be birthing all of them at once and allowing them to eat each other.
Actually, speaking of, I mean, are you? Are they genetically like? Are they descended from their ancestors, or are they all from like an initial like collection of eggs?
They are all seed
An
embryos.
initial. Okay, so they're all okay. So they haven't. There'd be no genetic. Essentially, out of care, no real genetic drift from the initial humans because they're all based off of those embryos.
She actually does expand on that a little bit. All of the children are sterile. There's
Yeah,
no actual
I
birth
figured.
taking place here. There
Yep.
are just banks of
They're
embryos
just
that are,
okay.
you know, hundreds, now thousands of years old. Well, 8,000
Yep.
years old.
That was what I suspected was the case. So
Mm-hmm. Do you think it should bother me that I may outlive my purpose?
No, I think it should bother you that you're going to fail your purpose. But if it doesn't, I mean, that's fine. I'm just
I
wondering.
don't see it as failure.
they're a robot, Zoe. They can't really comprehend failing what they're doing.
I mean, if they can't comprehend failure, why do they follow their directives?
Because they
What
can't
is-
do anything else.
How is maintaining this population of an average of 999.78 over 977 years, with at least 1,000 more to go? How is that a failure?
I mean, it's a failure if you don't set up for the future. At this point, I'm just saying
they
stuff
don't-
to fuck with her
yeah.
because I'm bored
Yeah.
and she hasn't shown me anything interesting.
And
for what it's worth,
I don't think she has like an end destination here. It's just basically in perpetuity until eventually. Yeah. Anyways.
for what it's worth, there you could point out that there is a way she could extend this, which is by making them non-sterile. But
Yeah, she actually does pick up that that piece of conversation. So you are suggesting that allowing my pool of children to exhaust itself is itself failure?
Yes? I
My
guess
dir-
that's what I'm saying.
My directive is simply for as long as possible.
I mean, if you just want to go by your base directives, that's fine.
The embryos are sterile. I don't have any way of extending beyond the embryos I have without resorting
Wait.
to abducting. Or without
They're
resorting to
sterilized
abduction.
as an embryo?
they're
So-
already sterilized, I think.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to think of how that would even work.
Wait. If we
I
can't.
guess they'd be genetically altered. I
Wait.
guess.
Guys.
Hmm.
If we can't be in union with them, doesn't that make them a different species?
That's not how it works. No, that is not how it works.
It's hilarious, though. All right.
Mm,
Good talk, everyone.
Are you suggesting that I abduct you?
no.
No, that doesn't seem like a good long-term strategy.
What about this Union fleet that is inbound?
I mean, wait, are you suggesting that kidnapping us will somehow help you with the Union fleet?
No, but it would help me with
Continue
my
the-
long-term problem.
Of running out of embryos.
But you don't. You just said you didn't have a long term. You got to make up your mind here, one way or the other. Do you have a long term problem, or do you not have a
Well,
long term
You
problem?
believe it's
I feel like
impossible
you
for an
pointed
AI
out.
to change its mind?
I feel like you the one that's pointed out that there's a long-term problem, which I guess they were aware of, but not something they could outside. I was out of outside of their control.
Look,
And now you're putting ideas in their heads.
yeah, I am. Honestly,
I mean, I'm not there. I can't say anything.
I thought about this problem for over 300 years. That I would
yeah, and
eventually run out of embryos. After 500 years, with no new humans coming into the system, I what's the word? Satisfied myself. Resorted to.
Sure, all of those are fine.
Okay. Basically, she says that she accepted or acknowledged to herself that this solution of strict population control was the best solution given the variables of, and she actually does get into very technical, language, which Zoe and Nemesis both understand, of adjusting for the inherent violence of humankind, trying to basically socialize and evolve that out, which she seems to have done a decent job, if her words are any indication.
Mhm.
And
It has to be a purely social evolution, but
yeah, she
There's
came to the
no-
conclusion that this was the best that she was going to get, and she could not rely on an influx of new humans to extend her directive.
Huh.
Do you think you can help me with this problem?
I am not even sure what you're saying anymore.
I would like to support humans on this ship for more than 1,782 more years.
Is that how long you've calculated you have left?
I am running out of embryo.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
But if what you say is true, I may not have 1,782 years.
Well, yeah. I mean, if the Vega come for us, they'll take your humans just as much as they'll take any other humans.
They cannot take my she says this very sternly. Yeah, you got it. Thank you. Good.
Yep. I picked up on what she was putting down.
Hmm.
Well, they're definitely gonna try.
How do I stop them?
Well, I mean, there's our strategy right now, which is, gathering allies and getting ready to, preparing for the fight, so to speak.
Hold on.
Yes,
This is new to me.
I'm recruiting this person to help us in the war against the Vega.
What war against the Vega? I never agreed to this.
The one that we're gonna have in the future, probably. Look, I can see where the fiction is going. Space battles. Big space battles.
I have 237 active shells. I only need 47 of them to monitor the 1,000 humans on this station.
Yeah, I guess it would be too much to ask for you to, bring the station.
I am required to remain in orbit around Artemis.
Yeah. If you send your shells with us, will you still be able to control them?
I will separate my consciousness. It will be me, but not me.
We're getting back into that philosophy.
It would be interesting to reconnect with my not me self in the future.
Yeah, I bet.
That is thinking beyond distance.
Yeah. Hey, can we look? This has been cool and all, but can we look at some engines?
Oh, she's been they've been walking you through the ship.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, no, this hasn't been standing around. This bit has been a rolling conversation,
Okay. Cool.
and it is a big ship, so you know it's taken you a while to get to wherever
What?
she's taking you.
They don't have those moving sidewalks or whatever.
They don't, but oddly enough, they haven't taken you to any elevators, which would definitely be required because Zoe and Nemesis are both capable enough to know that the orientation of floors on the ship is cross-section wise.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
This has been enlightening. I will stop walking you in circles now. The lift is behind us.
Jesus Christ! Really?
Ah!
How dare you?
That was a joke.
Oh.
But the
Well,
lift
that
is
just
behind
raises
us.
more questions.
It was actually pretty funny, honestly.
That's good because
Kinda-
saying it was a joke was a joke.
Kind of mean. Oh. All right. You know what? No,
Ha ha ha.
I'm done.
and
This conversation is over. That's a joke. That's a joke.
all right.
Saying that was a joke.
They
Yeah.
they do take you to the engine. And I'm gonna get a skill check from both of you about that conversation before we move on. Just so that I've got numbers here. The same thing I did for Jai and Charlie. You pick the skill and the attribute that you think applies most most directly to that. I will allow it.
You let everybody else. I don't know why you think that I would be cool with you being like, no, you have to roll talk. Get out of here.
Oops. I accidentally put that down for Nemesis. Guess I am really averse to letting you roll it.
Yeah. Yeah, we both rolled the same thing, so it's fine.
Oh, did you, sir? You did. Wait,
Yeah.
no, Nemesis hasn't rolled yet.
Oh, that's
Oh.
Nox. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You made a roll connect as well?
If you think that is the most appropriate for how Nemesis was, engaged in that conversation,
Probably.
Probably.
I'm gonna say charisma.
wow, really, guys? What's funny is I had actually already written 8 connect on my thing. I don't know why I was pre-writing it. I just kind of went on autopilot, and so all I had to do was change it into a charisma. And I am gonna probe a little bit more because Mother does probe a little bit more. Does Zoe offer or seem interested in helping Mother with this problem that has been pointed out? Or is Zoe, redirecting to the problem of the Vega? How does Zoe kind of cap that?
That she... Look, I have a real problem with giving this person any more, like, experimental subjects. But I also am... Like, I want their power to help us fight the Vega, so I think I would focus more on the Vega part of that. And less
Okay.
on the me helping her solve her problem.
It's funny to me how she's asking absolutely the wrong person and has been conversing with exactly the wrong person this entire time.
Yeah.
You
and her and Jai would get along like a house on fire.
Like, this entire conversation, I'm sitting here like, wow, this is absolutely something she should be talking to Jai about, not Zoe.
They would jive on so many levels, especially the social experiments across generations of people.
Right. Though I think he'd probably have I think he'd probably have a more pointed criticism of like their condition as it is than what was stated here. Since he has an actual goal in mind for what he thinks humanity should look like or should be doing.
Okay.
Gross.
I'm pretty sure Jai's vision of humanity is no longer humanity.
Yeah, Jai has a like an authoritarian bent that I'm not really cool with.
Yeah.
I mean, Zoe's not really cool with, obviously.
I don't know.
So she does show Zoe and Nemesis to the engine, and as well as the other 5 condensers. Well, she shows them to all 7 condensers, but you can see where the other 5 are not being used by the children.
Mhm.
Let me scroll down to my section on here. Because it has a few oddities to it. The design schematics for this ship, as designed by humans, it was just a luxury liner for the richest and most elite. A lot of that luxury space has been carved out for other purposes. And while Mother doesn't know the full purpose of them, she does know how all of them are to be maintained. And as far as Zoe can tell, they're just making more power available, more structural stuff available, more stuff that I don't know how to explain about a starship that's not nefarious.
Okay.
There are
Sure.
nefarious things about the modifications made to this ship. For example, dang it, I moved to a different page that I shouldn't have. One moment, please.
Holding.
Scroll.
Holding.
So one of those modifications that certainly raises red flags are that oh, I did write what they were for. Okay, so it was Necros Eternal's redesign that took a lot of the living luxury spaces out and turned them into self-sustaining hydroponics, life support, and automated factories. This ship will sustain itself and could conceivably keep Mother repaired, barring any actual complete destruction, for perhaps millions of years. Probably not millions of years. Radiation is going to destroy some stuff. Neutrinos, I think, are the ones that pass through everything and do little bits of destruction.
But long enough that we don't care with our
Yes.
bigger human lifespans.
Yeah, she is effectively permanent.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna live forever. They're just gonna keep putting my mind in new bodies until I go crazy, I assume.
The more nefarious part is that there are thousands upon thousands of single-seat personnel delivery vehicles attached to the bottom of the ship, externally. Clearly intended for a quick drop invasion force from orbit.
Huh.
They're designed with atmosphere in mind. Not like the ship is going to be in atmosphere, but that these delivery vehicles will be ejected into the atmosphere of a large body.
Like one-person drop pods.
One-person drop pods. Thousands upon thousands of them.
Interesting.
Now I have to go to the page. Black ship.
Wait. I haven't put it together until you just said that.
Really?
Well, I'm a little slow. Shut up. Is this like when they did the crazy writing on the wall at that other place?
No,
The
probably
ship kind of
not
look like
this.
this?
This specifically, no.
Okay.
Yeah, there's been no artistic depictions of the black ship so far.
Okay, because this would be a really good ship if you wanted to, I don't know, invade another. It's got a population of people ready to be taken over, and then you throw those people into like invasion pods.
But I don't know. It's like 1,000 people that are specifically trained not for combat.
Well, yeah, but
Thousands
they're
upon
not
thousands.
They
Yeah.
only need
Oh,
the
yeah.
bodies. They don't give a shit about the minds.
Well, that depends on how Dex does it, because they're certainly not physically trained for that stuff either.
Guess I don't know.
Plus the black ships as plural.
Do you guys do Zoe and Nemesis wants to take an EVA outside the ship to inspect one of the drop pods? I guess it wouldn't necessarily need to be an EVA. You'd have to be able to get into it from within the ship. So
Yeah, and what they never do maintenance on these things.
yeah,
like,
right. No, that makes sense. So Mother is volunteering to take them out to that because it's kind of, nothing. She's not trying to hide anything. It's just not really relevant to Mother. Do Zoe and Nemesis make a point that it's relevant to them?
Yeah,
Here-
I want to see what's going on here.
Okay.
Trying to remember, can Aerodessa function at a vacuum? I know they don't explicitly, but I mean, she is
No.
also a tier 5 retech drone. Okay.
Are you going to-
Teal 5?
Are you going to reveal her right now?
No, but I'm just wondering. I'm
Uh,
thinking
I'll
about
think about it. I'll think about it. Because you
Okay.
make a good point. She is Teal 5. She is also very expensive and very difficult to acquire. The drop pods look too large to if they were being built to accommodate a single human person.
But an
Interesting.
inhuman person.
Well, I mean, what's her name on Coast wasn't any bigger, right? With her spirit person in her.
No, she was not.
Yeah, she was normal size.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding. Just, a bit large for a single human person.
How dare you kid me?
Whatever. I do what I want.
It's almost time.
It is almost time. I'm almost finished here. There's
yeah,
not.
but important sports game today. Come on.
Let's go ahead
Oh,
and end the session on we hear an announcement. I am father. Oh no, Daddy's home.
Yeah,
No, I'll go ahead and end the session on the engine. There's not a whole lot more to learn from the drop pods, the delivery vehicles, except that they don't appear to have been designed with normal-sized humans or human constraints in mind.
Okay.
The engine
Is
put it.
TL6 and range 50. This thing can go anywhere.
The engine is different from anything that Zoe or Nemesis have seen.
Yep.
Um,
I take copious notes. Pictures, notes,
sure.
whatever it is that I need to take.
Why
Whatever
don't
it is,
you
it's copious.
both give me Zoe, go ahead and give me an int fix, and Nemesis, give me an int program.
Sure.
You guys are both 4 in your respective skills, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
You are the best in the sector, or
Hot
You don't like those 8s, well, we'll double it.
okay. So
Wow, that was pretty
Bantering-
impressive, actually.
8, 8, 8, 16, 16.
I love how it's like, oh, we're doing something we're not so good at.
Oh,
Whatever.
I forgot about Lulu's 16 before that. So the
Oh,
last
amazing.
6 rolls have been two results, 16 or 8.
Bantering between them and trading between them, they can reach conclusions pretty quickly based on schematics, engine design, programming. That this drive not only doesn't need rudders to get anywhere, it can drill from anywhere to anywhere. It is slower.
Oh, you're right.
It is slower. It takes a couple of hours for it to force itself into metaspace, and it does take a long time in metaspace to get to its destination, but it can go wherever it wants from wherever it wants.
Anything it can do,
We can do better.
it can do better, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. If I had to put some sort of speed number on that, what speed number would I put on it?
It will take it about 2 weeks to get from point A to point B.
No, I mean like how our
I don't
ship
think
resists.
I don't think it applies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it can go across the sector in 2 weeks, or it takes 2 weeks to go to the next hex over. As far as in system transit goes, it's very slow.
Okay. Okay.
And
think this
this
is
is
basically
definitely
the
not the
beginning.
original human design.
This sounds like the description we've got of the infra drive, doesn't it?
No, the infra drive
no.
is supposed to be going through the infra world, not instead of going through metaspace. And the infra
but
world is effectively instantaneous.
Alright. So this is basically the same idea, but still slower because it's still going through metaspace.
It achieves the same purpose through different means and different technology.
Okay.
Go ahead and let that end the session. Let you football fans get to your games.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna play football. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm not.
I've
yeah,
yeah,
the
forgotten
Ra-
that it's football today.
the Rams really need me in their back line, so
Oh, I'll talk to y'all later.
Yep.
All right,
Thanks again, Dex.
see you later, guys.
Have a good
Good game.
boy.
Thanks for a good game.
Thank you guys again. Also.
See you around.
Yep.